where it's like you could still listen to someone's voice and feel connected to them as well.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting with podcasts because there's no visual. It's almost like a book. When you read a book, you bring your own experience and your own visualization to that. And a podcast is kind of the same thing. So it opens up all different ways to connect viscerally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What got you into the podcast business?
Well, I was always into the music business and promoting, and when I started listening to podcasts, I thought there was no limits. When I seen there was no limits, you didn't have to ask for any confirmation, authorization, no approval, no satisfaction.
Yeah.
People just turning their phones on and just started talking. And it's like you ain't asking nobody how this sound. Is this okay? Did you like what I said?
Right.
And then podcasting was like you don't have to get that approval, and that's what I love about podcasting. What you think is your biggest motivation with the stories? Like how do you get people to tell their stories?
So growing up and through experiences that I had in my life, I had kind of developed a lot of shame and guilt over things that had happened to me. And I didn't share my story with people. I kept it kind of tucked in. And when I first started sharing my story with people, I had this profound moment where I was talking to a woman and I was opening up and I was sharing some of the things that I had been through. And with tears in her eyes, she put her hand on my arm and she said, "Oh my God, me too." And it was in that moment that I realized that my story had power and how I had moved through my story had power. And in that power, it gave other women permission and men as well. Like I've expanded, but it gives people permission to acknowledge and to honor their own stories. And that's my motivation 100% behind what I do.
Yeah, and it's great when you see you see the beginning to the end, and you got that story, and it's original because it's their story, right?
Right.
So you're never going to hear it like that again, no matter how you could never hear the same story and be like, I heard this before. Especially when you get people to embrace into themselves, it's going to be different every time.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah, because as we grow and evolve as humans, our past, our memories, all of that, it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the telling of stories helps to demonstrate that we have choices. There's always choices to make.
Yeah.
And I think stories talk about that. When you respond to a story, you hear a story. What choices does that lead you to? What choices did you make to get there?
Yeah. I mean, that's how people learned, in history was through voice and through just stories and everybody's interpretation of that. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the stories. Each of our stories is this, like my story is the same that if I tell it, but it's different the next time. And so when we hear it again, there's a new learning as we tell it or as we hear it again as well.
Right. Well, thank you guys so much for being with
you
with
so
us
much.
here today. I appreciate you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Of course. Thanks.
All right.
Oh, that was easy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Keep sharing those stories.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
powerful. Very powerful. Love it. Wendy, when we get started again, will you restart that for me? He did.
Anything I want to say. It is such a delight to be here at Podfest 2025. I'm making so many great connections, and it just
Hi, Mia.
makes me realize that I am more excited every minute about my project and my book.
Can we make sure her microphone is
Oh, my goodness.
adjusted for her? Got it to the very edge. Yeah.
Okay.
Not quite, because you don't want anybody else's.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Lee.
Hi, I'm Suzette.
What's your name?
Nice to meet you.
Me and
Suzette.
Suzette, very nice to meet you.
Is this your daughter?
No, her daughter.
Her daughter.
This is Natalie. Yes.
Wait, her name is Natalie?
Her name is Natalie. You're Natalie.
That's Mia. I was going to
Mia.
say, wait, that's
Yeah, yeah,
Mia.
I can't wait to
Okay.
hear it.
All right, I think we'll get started in a minute. Aw, that's so sweet. Aw.
We're twins, can't you tell?
I love love.
Is this on?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Hear me
Hello.
now? Check, check, check.
All right, we're ready to go.
Check. All right.
Okay.
Welcome to Podfest 2025, and I'm Ann Goldberg, and here we are interviewing
Mianette Guzman.
and
Lee Aloni.
can you ladies tell us well, let's start with me and Neto. Tell us about your podcast.
So I have two podcasts, but I'm only going to be talking about my latest one. But this one hasn't launched yet. So Jaya Confidence. It's about kids with juvenile idiopathic arthritis.
Do you have that?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So what made you do a podcast about it? How'd you get to that?
I just wanted to.
What is your favorite part about hosting your own podcast?
Making people feel like they're not alone. This podcast is so like other kids with Jaya don't feel like they're the only ones. Because there's more people like me out there that have Jaya too.
Right.
Wow.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Making that connection with people. How long has your podcast been out there?
It isn't released. It's
Okay.
not released yet. But how long have we been working on it for? 1 month.
Giantconfidence.com. Jayaconfidence.com. Okay. Jayaconfidence.com. I
Yes.
love it.
That's pretty fabulous. How does it make you feel when you can help other people?
Happy.
Yeah, that's really great. And Lee, that's a tough act to follow, but
Absolutely. But
tell us what you do.
First of all, we're both in hot pink, so we're kindred spirits here. It's fine. I'm Lee Aloni. I have a podcast. It's Lee. Excuse me. Let me start over. Real Life with Lee, South Florida, 24/7, 365. And I'm a realtor in our family brokerage.
I love that. So what is the podcast about? Who do you serve?
First of all, it is about real life in South Florida. Once upon a time, I used to be a travel agent. So I love all things tourism. And then I became a teacher. And I've been a realtor for the past 9 years. So I have a lot of experience in the area. I've lived in South Florida for 50 plus years. So it's about real life. It's about real estate. It's just about being real.
I've lived in South Florida for over 30 years, and I can only imagine some of the stories that you've told because life in South Florida is definitely unique.
Very unique from county to county.
Yes. I love that. I love it.
So what are some of your favorite day-to-day things that happen? What stories do you love that you've
I love the
about?
stories of human connection. I live in the suburbs, and I love stories from Hollywood Beach to
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale Beach. Hollywood Beach was my childhood. Fort Lauderdale Beach was my teen years, and Palm Beach is my adult years. It's all about the beaches, but I live out west. So I truly enjoy connecting with my community. I'm a big community person.
How often do you podcast? How often
Well, I
do you
started my podcast last year after I attended my first Podfest here in Orlando.
Nice.
So I have a few episodes under my belt. I enjoy interviewing people from the Historical Society, from local restaurants, from within the real estate industry, mortgage brokers, insurance, everything that will impact my customers when they purchase their properties from me and when they sell and when they continue living in South Florida. So it's all about South Florida.
Right, right. Where do you live?
I live in Bushnell, Florida,
And where do you do your podcast?
at home,
At home. Do you have a studio set up?
basically.
Uh-huh. And do you interview people over Zoom?
No,
How does it work?
I don't interview people.
No.
For my podcast, it's either me for my bedtime story one, or for my Jaya one, it's me and my mom.
Oh, okay. And what do you talk about when you talk with your mom?
Juvenile idiopathic arthritis.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay, Jaya.
how old are you?
8.
8 years old. You know, that's a pretty huge accomplishment for an 8-year-old young lady.
Absolutely.
You should be very, very proud of yourself.
I am.
Yeah. And
That's
you know
awesome.
what else it tells me? That even though that you have this condition, it doesn't stop you from doing things that are important and meaningful and fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's great.
I'm speaking today at 3.
Amazing.
You're leading a session?
Yeah. It's our awareness con.
Wow. I think I want to study your skills so I can be like you.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Me too.
Mia, what is your favorite thing to do when you're not talking on your podcast? What do you enjoy?
Art,
Yeah.
dance, singing, playing with friends. Yeah.
How about school? Does that count in there at all?
I'm homeschooled, and it does count because how we homeschool so in regular school it's so hard. You have to learn 8 ways to do math.
Oh
Me-
boy. It's
Meanwhile, homeschool we turn math into games.
Oh,
I think
homeschool is
that's
more fun.
fantastic.
Yes, it is. And we have more field trips.
I bet you have more physical stuff. You get to go outside more too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Lee, what about you? What are some of your favorite things to do in South Florida?
My favorite things to do in South Florida are, like I had said before, going to the beach, and I love going for coffee. And, I really did enjoy teaching. I taught pre-K, and she's a few years older than pre-K, but I remember that it was so much fun
Yeah.
to do art with my students, and making it fun for children really helps them to learn. It carries throughout their whole lives. It's very important.
For grown-ups too,
Yeah, and
making it fun.
Yeah,
for
100%.
fun also, I love speaking.
Yeah.
I spoke at Pecha Kucha yesterday.
Oh, wow,
So
fantastic.
That was great. It was out of my comfort zone. I love speaking, but it's another thing to be on the stage. And 5 minutes, it's not so easy. It was thrilling, though. It was a great
Awesome.
learning experience.
Wonderful.
Well, it has been fantastic meeting both of you. And Mia, I would love to learn more about your story and how we get your voice out there.
What?
How we get your voice out there.
Go to giantconfidence.com. And again,
Giantconfidence.
Jaya.
JIA.
Jaya. JIA confidence.com.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And don't forget, I am going to be speaking today at 3 at Awareness Con. 3 at Awareness Con.
Excellent.
We'll be there.
Keep it up, girl. Don't ever let anybody silence that beautiful voice of yours.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's a tough act to have to compete
I
with.
have spoken at,
She's sweet.
so at 5 years old, I spoke at a,
We got one more set of guests.
yeah.
Because everybody's there to hear you. They're so interested in what you have to say. I'm sure you're going to absolutely, rock. Congratulations.
This way?
No, wait, we have one more.
Hey, I'm gonna go on again with you. At 2:30, I'm going on with you. I like the product placement. Yeah.
I know, right? I was gonna open it and start drinking it, but it might be a little late. Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
Who's hosting?
Ann and I.
All right.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, and welcome to Podfest 2025.
Happy to be here.
I can't believe it's 2025 already, right? Crazy.
2025, it's insane. So, Adriana, tell us about you. Why are you here at Podcast 2025?
So I'm here at Podfest 2025 because I want to grow my audience. I want to be able to learn new things to increase.
Close to your microphone.
I'm wanting to learn more things about growing my podcast and getting the word out there about my podcast so that more people can get the resources that I'm providing for them.
So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
So it's called Finding the Healer Within. It's a free resource for people to find modalities, indigenous modalities on healing oneself. So I've always been a believer that we all have a healer within ourselves that can help guide us onto the next step into our lives. So this is kind of a way to offer people unconventional curanderos, teachers, and healers that can help them through that journey.
Wow, I love that. That's really beautiful.
Do you have
How
a
long-
personal story that led you into this?
It actually started with my own healing journey. So I was wanting to reconnect with my indigenous roots because they had been severed because of just society and the way the culture is in Mexican culture. So it was something that I wanted to do because it was so difficult for me to find those modalities that I wanted. I wanted to make it easier for other people.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Alex,
No, they're fine. So, Alex, share a little bit about your story. Tell us why you're here and what you're doing.
Because like so many others, my path crossed with Wendy Blum's at one
Yeah.
point, and now all of a sudden I'm at a podcast. So I'm an entertainer for 22 years, and I've hosted all over. And when COVID hit, I didn't know what I was going to do, so I started doing video production, and then all of a sudden I was interviewing people in Germany from Boca for Wendy. And so anything she asks me to do, I just sort of jump in.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I'm here.
That's awesome. I love that. I've known Wendy for like 15 years, so it's kind of the same thing.
Since you were 15 yourself, that's nuts.
Exactly. No, I was actually 12.
right? I am here as a result of Wendy Blumweiss as well. And I think we all agree she rocks really hugely. So what does your podcast, you have your own
I do
podcast?
not have my own podcast.
Okay, so what brought you here? You want to be a guest?
So partial research, partial just sort of helping out. And wherever I'm needed, I sort of go, and that's how I've built my brand and my business. I may start a podcast. I've been talking about doing one called Origins Unplugged.
Called what? I'm sorry.
Origins Unplugged. And what Origins Unplugged is going to be interviewing different people about their story, where they came from, but mostly in the events industry, and mostly people I've worked with or I want to work with in the future.
Mm-hmm. And as an entertainer, what do you focus your entertaining on?
So we do over 40 different types of events within my company. I only do 5. I have 11 DJs, over 30 musicians, and various other entertainers that work for me.
Okay.
But I only do luxury weddings, corporate, celebrity travel, and charity because that's where I'm happy at work. Now, all of my entertainers are the same way. It's not like I'm taking liberty because I'm the owner. They all get surveys not only when they enter my company, but every year to find out if they like to talk on the mic or they just want to play music, find out if they like Sweet 16s or they only like weddings or they only like corporate. That way, wherever my guys are, they're happy at work, and that's what shines through to my clients.
That's wonderful. That's truly wonderful because a DJ and those people make or break a party.
They sure do.
So it's just
100%.
a wonderful thing that you're providing.
Thank you.
It's great.
So, Adriana, what has been your biggest takeaway this year at Podfest?
Networking, just getting to know more people within the industry. People like you that like have businesses already or don't necessarily have a podcast, but want to expand and expand my awareness and understanding of what it is to be a podcaster, as well as how it seeps into other opportunities and stuff.
That's awesome. And what is sort of your vision for your podcast moving forward?
To monetize, grow my audience, and get more the voice of Indigenous people out there amplified and in a different way, so that we can keep our traditions and also learn about the Indigenous connections of other cultures, Asian cultures, African cultures, and even European cultures.
Yeah, I love what you do because there's so many modalities and so many ways to heal, and Western medicine is great, but it's not always the answer, and it can be a little confusing to try to find people and tap into those resources. So I love the information that you're bringing forward for people.
Yeah, definitely, and it also offers me an opportunity to learn from the individual guests that I have. So I, talk to them about their life and kind of make it a conversation so that they're able to open up and release those stories that are most important that might connect to someone's individual soul journey.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So, Alex, question for you. Somebody looking to break into the industry that you do, and I've worked with you a little bit at some of Wendy's events, but what is like a key either personality aspect or drive or determination? What is one of the most important things that you would need to have to break into the entertainment industry?
You have to genuinely care and understand that even though it might be work for you and you do this every day, this may be the most important moment in somebody's life. If I'm doing a wedding or a 6-year-old birthday party, I don't care what the budget is. If I'm there for 6 little kids in the middle of the day and it's just an extra money thing over the summer, or if I'm producing a wedding that's 250 people and we're flying around the world, I treat them both as if they're the biggest day ever. And that's what I hope every entertainer just knows. It's not about them. It's about the client. That goes for song selection. That goes for the room. That goes for everything else.
Yeah, wow, that is like thinking about it, that is a lot of pressure because it is like these are really big days that you're responsible for. I love that.
That's why you have to genuinely care.
Yeah.
If you don't, there's no way you survive my industry. I get people every day talking about, oh, I used to DJ. They could have been going for 3 months or 10 years. If they're not still doing it today or they're still not actively a part of that industry, then the level isn't there.
Yeah.
That's so funny that you say that, though, because I used to DJ weddings, and that was definitely the key component, was making sure that they felt that I was there for them and not for my own entertainment.
I'm going to give a shameless plug to somebody that I knew. I think his name was Jason Banks, and his company was Jammin' Express. And he DJ'd a wedding for a dear friend of mine. And I remember just being completely blown out of the water, the way that he approached the event, how well he did it. I mean, this was probably, I don't know, over 20 years ago.
He
But
still looks the same age.
He does, because actually, before I left Weston, I used to see him at the gym, and yeah, but he was amazing. It was one of the best weddings I've ever been to.
And that's somebody who genuinely loves. Like, he came from the same era as myself, and even during COVID, like, it wasn't about money for him or anything else. He was doing like car parades for people's birthdays and organizing those. Like, if you go to his house, he has like pinball machines and stuff like that. And he's a giant child, just like me.
I think you kind of have to be.
Yeah, probably.
Just a little bit of a kid, right?
Yeah,
To be
you want to
able
make
to
it
do
fun.
that. What role does music play in self-healing?
A lot, because it has to do with the frequency that you're on. You know, a lot of people talk about the healing frequency, and a friend of mine was actually talking about it yesterday, and she was doing a meditation, and there was a certain music that went with it that instilled fear within her and caused her like to have to stop the music, and she was like, I can't do this right now. She changed the music to a frequency of the one that had frequency of love, and that changed the whole meditation.
Yes,
completely.
I can completely understand that. I remember when my son was younger, and he used to listen to some pretty, what I called angry music.
Yes.
And it bothered me that he was attracted to that.
Yeah, and I feel like, because similarly, when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot more heavy metal and watch a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah.
But then I started to realize that it's definitely feeds into your personality, into what you become.
Right.
So if you want to feed yourself good things, like it's just like eating a good meal. You want to make sure to keep your body intact. You can also do that with your mind.
Surround yourself with good vibrations.
Exactly.
Yeah, understood.
Well, Adriana and Alex, thank you so very much for being on the show with us today, and good luck to both of you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Can you stand up for a minute? Can you stand up just
Thank you. Just these guys. And quick. Okay, just super quick.
Am I supposed to be in this?
Yes, of course. And can you do a 2-second video for a reel? Thank you, Jason. Yeah, a quick reel, a quick video. Thank you. Great job, you guys. That was great and amazing. It was amazing. Thank you. Okay.
Or am I just staying out here?
You staying here?
Am I on with you, yeah?
I don't know.
Am I going on with you? No, I think they scheduled me with her. Okay.
Yeah. Can you take that? I'm gonna be
Thomas.
Pavna.
Buzz.
Pavna. Nice.
David. Hey, David Thomas. Nice
Thomas,
to meet you, man.
nice to meet you.
Can you, do you mind putting that up there on record?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to grab your phone too?
Yeah. Make sure it's on video.
We have party gifts.
Awesome. All right. If I have a book, should I have it out?
Yeah, please.
Booyah.
You don't
That's
bring
how-
me flowers.
Quack, quack.
We now return you to your regularly programmed schedule.
You don't sing me love songs.
Okay.
are the guests, so you're easy. We're the two co-hosts.
Okay.
You guys are going to stay on for the next 30 minutes or so.
A lot of pressure.
But if you see us go like this or a sound, that means 30, 45 seconds to wrap it up. So when we're done, we're just going to go that way and grab a flyer, which will give you instructions.
All right.
How to get your video. You're on.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
And we're streaming live. Here's a clock.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. Welcome. And we have two wonderful people here. And let's start with what is it? What called you to come here?
We're come to Podfest or to the Owwll stage.
Both.
I would start with the Owwll stage, and then what pulled you to? Do you have a podcast?
All right. You want me to go first?
You
All
go
right.
ahead.
The Owwll stage is because of this guy. We were just walking by and he's like, we should go do that. I was like, all right, let's go do it. And I heard it's all about who you know. So we had to be on this stage, right? So at podcast, because I have a podcast that I just found out just hit the top 50 in all marketing podcasts in the United States. It's called the Buzzworthy Marketing Show, or Buzzworthy Marketing Podcast, sorry.
What's it called? Say it again slow.
Buzzworthy Marketing Podcast.
Buzzworthy
Marketing Podcast.
Nice.
Where all buzzworthy entrepreneurs get their B2B marketing resources. So I'm here at Podfest to learn more about how to make that show even better for the listeners who have put us up there on the top of the charts.
Tell me your name.
Michael Bazinski. Everybody calls me Buzz.
Buzz the Lightyear.
Buzz the Lightyear. Buzz the Aldrin. Buzz the Marketer.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
And let's.
Yeah. So Thomas Helfrich, my podcast is called Never Been Promoted. And it's an entrepreneurial podcast. We help people cut the tide, all the stuff holding them back, so they can unleash their entrepreneur. And I came to Podfest because a year ago we didn't exist, and a year later we did $62,000 our first year in revenue, and I presented that monetization model at this event. So came down to present.
Okay.
How about you?
So my podcast is called God, Goodness, Love, and Light.
God, goodness, golden light.
Love and light.
Love and light.
I am the golden light, so
Ah.
I had to change it to love and light.
And what's your name?
Bhavna Shrivastava.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
My name's David Hall. It's my first hosting podcast, so delighted to be here and part of the Owwll family. And I'm the Chief Clutter Clearing Officer, the CCCO of A+ Clutter Clearing, where when we clear the clutter, we clear the mind. There's a psychological play about TMS, too much stuff.
There is. Nothing feels better than taking all your people who can keep their stuff together don't have to do this. I have to take everything out of a closet and drawers and just go watch a movie for 2 hours, refold it, and put it back in because every 2 months, shit's everywhere. It's unbelievable how bad my process
Is it working or it's not working?
Let's just not talk about it.
Let's talk after the podcast.
It's not working, no.
I do it I do once a year. Pull everything out of my business closet. If I haven't touched it in a year, it's got to go.
Well, that's unusual. A lot of clients actually need help on a monthly basis because we collect so much stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm on an anti-collecting thing.
So but it's funny because if you look at my desktop for my computer, there's 0 icons. You go to other people and there's 4 billion. I'm just like, I can't talk to you. Get away from me. But you look at my closet, it's like underwear, shirt, dress pants. It's like no order. I know where everything is, though. It's great.
Try losing weight. When you lose weight, especially on the female closet, you have a size 8, you have a size 10, you have a size 4, just in case.
I know that.
So you end up
I go
with,
from
I have
size
vacuum
4
bags that
all
have
the
that.
way to size 10. So it's
There you
like
go.
I can drop any time to go to size 4. Then I eat and then I go to size 10. So then all the clothes stay because I can drop anytime.
I wear the same shirt and usually shorts every day. So it doesn't matter.
I thought I caught a whiff.
You know,
It might be.
in our Indian
Podcasts don't have smells. Not yet.
in our Indian clothing, I love the sari because your size never changes.
That's right.
There you go.
So I say that's the best because you're always the same size.
So is your closet full of saris, different
No,
colors?
I have everything. Everything. I have Indian clothing. I have American clothing. I have gowns. I have skirts. For every occasion, there's different things. So my husband says, why do you need such a big closet? I was like, because I have so many different varieties of clothes I can wear at different occasions.
And when you look in a Florida home, especially the woman closet, the master bedroom has 2 closets. One is ginormous,
One's
and the
for
other
her.
is like for one cuffling. You know, the guys don't have that variety of shoes, purses, wigs, accessories.
My wife would differ to, or beg to differ with you.
She
yes.
has, it's the opposite.
No, yeah. So I have to fight for closet space because I have like my golf clothing and then I have my business clothing because I'm on camera and I don't have like a blue tie. I might have to figure out how to do that.
It's way better.
Yeah. There's a guy named Ryan Dice. He's owner of Digital Marketer, and he only wears like a light blue shirt and a dark blue blazer and dark jeans. And I'm like, I need to find that look that I could just do that with.
It's a lot easier when you have just khaki pants and a dark shirt, and that's it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know what
So
you're dealing
I just, to me though, I like loud colors. I like variety.
Let's see that shirt. That looks pretty psychedelic.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That is well on camera to cause a stroke.
That what now?
That causes a stroke on
That
camera.
causes
If you
a
move.
stroke.
I hope not today.
You'd be surprised. I get compliments on this shirt when I'm doing video podcasts.
We don't hear about the people who've passed out and died from it, right?
You know,
So
if
Buzz,
it's your time, it's your time.
tell me a little bit about what you specialize. I see a book there.
So I
What
wrote a
is the
book called
book about?
The Rule of 26, and I've broken down website marketing down to 3 metrics.
Okay.
And if you increase your traffic, your conversion rate, your average revenue per client, each by only 26%, you'll literally double your revenue.
Okay. So what are the 3 topics?
It's traffic, your website conversion rate, and your average revenue per client.
So not the SEO, SEO, and all of that.
Those are the things that help each of those metrics. But what entrepreneurs end up doing is they get cluttered with, I need more engagement, I need more followers, I need this. No, you're an entrepreneur. All you're worried about is money. I need revenue. Revenue needs to increase. These 3 metrics are the only digital marketing metrics that exist that directly impact your revenue, your top line revenue. That's, as an entrepreneur, is the only thing you should be worried about.
Let me ask, how has authoring your book helped you expand your business, your message, and your value to the market?
It allows people to get a quick glimpse of how I work and what my philosophy is. I've had people read this book and pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars to make sure that they are getting exactly what we promise in the Rule of 26. Nice. So I can't tell you how many X I've gotten on return on investment of putting my thoughts to paper.
I mean, it's so good. I've made money on the book.
So has everybody here
and
written
he just
a book?
had it for a day.
Right.
Have you written a book?
I have written a book. It's called Cut the Tie, and it's about just the things that get in your way that keep you from progressing to be the best version of yourself.
Nice. And how about you? I heard you're quite an author.
Yes, I have 5 books.
Jeez.
The last one is endorsed by Tony Robbins. It's all about rich codes. How can you be rich, and what are your actual codes? And how can you be in alignment with the money? Because we all talk about money. So that's where that comes in. And the next one, the previous to that, is Divine Feminine. And what is embracing yourself? So part of how should we embrace ourselves in our lives, how to live authentically.
Beautiful.
And then I have another one, which is Accepting Your Calling with Wendy Blum. And it's all about, creating call to speak, lead, and impact. And my chapter is all about accepting your calling. And then my personal 2 books, the first one is Healing Trauma and Self-Care, and Confused Love, Lust, or Spirituality.
Awesome.
Fabulous. It looks like we've run out of time. We got the big
So
break.
do you have a short book? So it's like really spaced out a little bit?
I
or?
do. I have a very short book. It's a 1-page rack
It
card.
can be cluttered with words.
Here's the thing. This disintegrates in your hand so that you do not collect clutter, but you collect the information. I haven't figured out the final on that, but we're working.
Thank you very much, everybody.
We take a picture. Just hit on the other one. Next one over. Yep. Just guys, you look over there, or just pretend like we're talking. How about
Okay.
Just pretend like we're talking.
Pretend like you're talking.
So, talk with our hands, right? The rule
Absolutely.
of 26. I want one of those.
Well, I wrote one called Rule of 25. So if you
Your
want to,
gift.
go down one, make it a little easier to read.
There you go.
Thank you, Buzz.
I was actually on
Basinski.
David Coulter's show, and I'm like, yeah, I got the Rule of 20. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
He's like, yeah, I got the Rule of 26. He's like,
All right.
Yep.
he's like,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck at the show, you guys. Nice to meet you, Thomas.
You as well. I think
thank
it's
you.
a cool business out there. That's very
Thanks.
important to mind.
A lot of fun out there. We have two new guests, right? Come on board.
Oh, we want this one.
That way. It's alphabetical. I hope we're going to purple it in the second half.
T-shirt.
Come on in. Are you a horseback rider? You got those horse riding boots.
I am not a horseback rider.
No? You could
I
be.
love horses.
I knew
yeah,
you
I can
did.
pass.
Oh, and you have books too. Look at you. Here, I have a little brochure for you. This one is for him.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, we got a munchkin.
There, we'll make your seat.
It's Mia. We know you. I saw you on the last podcast. You're everywhere. I'm David. I love to whistle.
I can't whistle at all. Shh, that's as best as I got.
Really?
Yeah.
I do private lessons after podcast. Is this your first podcast?
Yes, if you can do that, and then
Sure.
Also, one picture.
It is for me, other than the last 15 minutes.
Oh, got
Are you
it.
Michelle Jewsbury?
I am.
Where are you from?
I live in Tampa. Where are
I've
you
heard
from?
of that. I live in Boca, the other part of
Oh,
Florida.
Boca Raton. Got it.
Yeah.
I've only been in Florida for 2 years.
Where were you before?
Los Angeles.
Oh my God! What
yeah, with
happened?
the fires. I know. It's
You
so
came
scary.
east.
I did. I came very far east.
Oh, we're on.
All right, welcome
What's up,
everybody.
guys?
We are here,
Welcome.
and we've got Michelle, and we have Veronica, and we have a wonderful person here. What's your name?
Mianette.
Mianette.
Minette. Okay, wonderful. So let's have little introductions about what you are doing, and what would you like to tell about yourselves?
Well, I'm Veronica Life, founder and CEO of Purple It Up. And here at Podfest, we're making heroic strides. Today, we're going to have our Awareness Con, first ever for all causes and organization. And because of the great efforts of Podfest, it's gone global in increasing awareness.
All right.
Because awareness is everything, and prevention is the key to breaking the silence. So we're adding a little give back to Podfest and our Pod fam for the heroic action to purple it up all the more. So Awareness Con, it is today. Right now, we're heading over for our 3:30 live. So it's great that we're here at Owwll to talk just give a little bit of insight. And we have Michelle. She's an advocate, and of course, you already met me, Annette. She's our youngest speaker at Podfest with Gia Confidence. So it's great that what we're doing and making strides to increase awareness for domestic violence in all causes. So get ready. Let's purple it up.
Purple it up.
I love that. And hello, everybody. My name is Michelle Jewsbury. I'm a global breakthrough specialist and CEO and founder of Unsilenced Voices, a global nonprofit combating human trafficking, domestic violence, and sexual abuse. And Veronica here invited me to participate in the Purple It Up challenge that she's doing. And she will be hosting me along with 4 other individuals, including this little one right here, at our Crystal Room B. So if you're around, please show up at 3:30, and we'll be talking about the importance of combating domestic violence and why it's important to speak up. I help people tell their stories through book publications, speaking on stages, creating courses and content, and we have a collaboration called Breaking the Silence, Voices of Survivors.
Wow. Well, I have a question. I saw on social media something about hand signals. If you're abducted and you need to get the word out to anybody, what is that hand signal that says, help, I'm being abducted or so?
Right. Well, there's a few of them. There's a 411 and the hand up and down. If you see that, that's code that person needs help.
Wow.
And to call 911 and stand with that person. So anytime you're seeing the signals and anytime you feel in your gut, speak up, react, do something. Don't just be a bystander.
It's so valuable if you can get that message out that the hand up 4 fingers really means I need help right now. It's an emergency. If we all knew that, and I guess that's what 3:30 is all about, getting the word out.
Yeah, 100%. And it's very unfortunate that domestic violence even still exists. We're talking 1 in 4 women in the US, 1 in 3 women worldwide, and 1 in 7 men in the US experience domestic violence issues. It's time we put a stop to that. It's 2025 at the time of this recording. It's gone on way too long.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for this cause and being spokespeople for the whole globe. That's a big responsibility. And what's Mia here for? You're the Purple It Up also, huh?
Yes.
What are you going to do at Purple It Up? Are you going to speak?
Yes. At 3:00.
And what are you speaking?
3:30.
And what are you speaking on?
Jaya.
Because Awareness Con is for all causes. Awareness Con is a new program that we're running inside of Podfest to increase awareness about all causes and organizations.
Wow.
And to simply cover, it with the banner of love that Purple Up is providing awareness. Because in any space, going through GIA or going through diabetes, going through breast cancer, human trafficking, awareness, that's what it comes back to. And in that space, we might have people also dealing with domestic violence. So it's a collaboration of all the organizations.
Tell me, how did you get into it?
Well, years ago, I was an advocate that helped many people. Little did I know that I would be experiencing domestic violence. As a survivor, seeing the real deal about what happens behind the scene, I decided not to be silent, break the silence. That's the only thing I could do at the time. And advocating before, during, and after the 250 families voluntarily doing so with no budget, no money. It was about what did I do with my time. And so I'm created Purple Up for domestic violence awareness to take that further. And look, we're here and we're going global and collaborating.
I love that. Because when you go through personal experience, you understand others' pain. And when you understand others' pain, you're genuinely, authentically out there helping people.
And fighting the battle. Why didn't they just leave? You can't just leave. They actually left several times. They just went back. So breaking the silence.
I'd like to add, I'm a member of an interfaith group, which is about all people getting along with each other, kind of the golden rule.
Right.
And the golden rule is pretty much a foundation for so many world religions. And that is simply be kind to others as you would like them to be kind to you.
Absolutely.
And if we could just grasp a hold of that, just in any bitty way, I think domestic violence could go down. I think that all the causes that we're fighting so hard for to get out there could be subsided. Let's be nice to each other.
It's very interesting you bring that up. So Unsilenced Voices, the bulk of our programming is in Sierra Leone, West Africa. And when you go and you visit, we actually just did a show with the Fixers on BYU, and we are season 4, episode 2. And in that, we highlighted that Christians and Muslims both get along in the village. And it's so important, no matter what faith you are, no matter what background you have, that we all collaborate, work together to end a lot of these causes.
And that's true. Right now, I'm helping people in LA with the fires. A lot of people are going through trauma of losing their homes. So not just that, it's, whatever they are going through in the homes, at their home, and that's burned down. Now that's gone outside. Where do they live? So there's a whole different trauma going on in the world. So it's nice to know that everybody's stepping up and we are not just in one place, we are going global.
Right. Creating awareness.
Yes.
And every walks of life, every situation deserves to have that right to be empowered and to know that they're not alone. So let's purple it up.
Purple it up. There's so many distractions. I find that when we focus, we're clear. This is why I'm in the clutter clearing business, because people that have TMS, too much stuff, are distracted. They're distracted by the laundry pile. They're distracted by the mail that hasn't been opened. So in clearing the clutter to clear the mind, I would like to expand that globally so that we are, quote, rowing in the same direction. Whatever it is, you have a cause, you have a cause. Let's embrace it. Let's build it up, amp up the PR on it, and get people to just hear better about what's going on out there.
You know, everybody has a story. And no matter what that story is, you can actually make change with that story. If we all speak up, and I don't care if it's about animals, if it's about global warming, domestic violence issues, if you use your voice to speak up, then we can change the adversities. We can change the dynamic of what is happening globally. And it's our responsibility to use our voice. It's our responsibility to work together. And oftentimes we throw away our stories as if they are trash. But your trash is somebody else's treasure. So it's up to you to make a difference. That's right.
I totally agree with you. And I would also end this with, let's release trauma and let's bring love back in.
Yes.
Let's bring
And
love
that's
back.
awareness. That's why awareness.
Spread that.
You know what we
It's
need?
important. Let's be there for each other.
Let's sing one
Let's
round
stand
of
up.
what the world needs now.
I'm not a
What
singer, but
the world needs now.
Awareness.
is awareness, sweet awareness.
I love that, David.
The power. Okay, great job.
Terrific.
Thank you so much for having us.
Great
We're
meeting
headed
you.
for
3:30 in the
3:30.
champagne room.
We got to run over right now. We had to get set
Crystal
up for that.
Ballroom. Okay.
So thank you for having us, and let's purple it up. And
Purple it
Awareness
up.
Con.
And
Ready?
thank you for your
Thank you
talk.
for being on the
All
Owwll
the best.
program, connecting, learning, and growing
I'm
together.
so glad you're
Yay.
stepping up.
Great to meet you, Michelle. Is this your book?
It is.
Wow.
And so, Michelle,
Great.
just show your books so
Yeah, of
people
course.
can.
I don't think we're live anymore. Are we still live? Oh, we are. Okay.
You
So
are.
These are 3 of our books. We've got Breaking the Silence, Voices of Survivors that we do every year. It's a collaboration of people who have overcome adversity telling their story. This is my very first book called But I Love Him, which is my experience in a very abusive relationship. And I have my second full-length book coming out February 25th called Your Ultimate Breakthrough. Thank you, Bob.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you for being our guest today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Yay, team. How do I stay in touch with you? How do I stay in touch with you?
Yes.
I do have my phone.
Lakeisha,
What do we
you
got?
want to text me or do you want to do the Wolf app?
I want to text you.
Okay, so 562.
So done?
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Five six two 506 5866.
All right, I'll send you my information.
Okay. I guess.
Mine is Veronica.
Hang on. Veronica. Oops, I'm sending you a message. I want to, what do I want to do?
You want to press the
You want me to share it?
Yeah, share it. Share it. Yeah, share it all. That sounds great.
And
Contact you.
podcast.
Purple it up.
Where are you? Crystal B. I'm speaking at Awareness Con. Oh,
I'll fix
Crystal
that.
B, so
Okay.
right next door. Okay.
813-922.
Are you in Tampa also?
5433.
5433.
You got it.
Let's keep in
Awesome.
touch.
Send
Let's
me a
grow
message.
each other. I
Yes,
will.
yes.
You're sensational.
Oh, okay. This way. This way. Okay. No, Michelle, this way.
This way?
This way. Oh, this way. This way.
Go back. Okay.
I guess when you're in the groove, you're in the groove.
Testing.
You want me to sit over here somewhere? I imagine.
I don't know. I have no idea. I
don't
think
know
you can
either.
sit wherever you want.
Well, there's a name placard right there.
That's me.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was sitting there. She told me I need to come here.
Okay. All right. I guess I am on shoot. Oh, cool, man. Are you interviewing?
John.
Alex. Yeah, I'm the host.
Alex, nice to meet you.
Oh, you're the host.
We're the co-hosts.
You're the co-host. All right. You want to start or should I?
You can start.
Oh, no worries. I'm good. You're good. I was just here to hop in if you needed me. I'm not your co-host.
All right, never mind.
All right. Well, let me put my jacket somewhere. Look more professional.
Testing, testing. Testing, 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 testing.
Check, check, check.
Check, check, baby. 1, 2, 3. What's your name, buddy?
Ian.
Ian, John.
John, pleasure.
Nice to meet you,
You
buddy.
too. Thank you. Ricky, is it
Waiting
okay
for
to
one
put my
more?
phone over there? Thanks.
Yeah, there's some woman that's supposed to be coming that's supposedly pretty cute.
All right.
Am I announcing that to the place? Cute women, this way. My man Kim Young is ready.
Yeah, we got. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of that right now.
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Yeah.
Wow, this is great. Glad to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too. Cheers.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. What's your name?
Jessica.
Nice to meet you, Mian.
Mia.
Ian.
Ian. Oh, yeah, I was way off, wasn't I?
Hey, I'm Kim Young.
You what?
Kim Young.
Kim Young.
Young.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Pleasure,
Nice
pleasure.
to
Yeah,
meet
you too.
Jessica, where are you from?
Tampa in
Oh, nice.
Brevard County.
Good.
Cool.
All right, let's get this thing started. Well, thank you guys so much for allowing us to be here. Jessica, great to see you. Ian, very nice to meet you. And Kim Young, I've been hanging out with you, so I've learned a little too much, I think.
Can you ever know too much about a person?
No, definitely
that's
not.
a good question.
So, what do you want to get in today, Jessica? Do we want to talk about their podcast? Do we want to talk about Podfest? What would you like?
Podfest has been amazing. So many connections, so many opportunities. I love it. I love the vibe, the people, the Owwll app connections. Me personally, I don't personally have a podcast, but I own a law firm. So I'm an estate planning and probate attorney. And so I always tell people, don't leave a mess, call Jess before it's too late. So I set them up for success with their estate plans, or I advocate and handle the transfer of wealth after they pass.
Very good. I've done a lot of work in that space myself. I'm a former advisor, so I know how important that work is.
Yes.
I actually worked for a technology company called Estate Guru that is enabling advisors to do some of that in-house now. But obviously for the more complex cases, we need to bring in an attorney that can make sure it's all done properly.
Mhm.
So Ian, tell us a little bit about your journey at Podfest. Are you doing a podcast? And tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I've had a podcast for the past 5 years. It's called Successful Solutions. I really cover people's journeys from hardship to overcoming obstacles and where they are now, the success they made, and the in-between steps that really helped them to get there. And it's just been a phenomenal journey. I love being here, like meeting so many successful entrepreneurs that get to do what they want to do, and it's life on their terms. I couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, I really feel like this is not only one of the best networking events, but I feel like I'm making connections that are not only going to be short-term, but also long-term and probably life-term.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree with that.
Mhm.
And Kim Young, I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with him yesterday, and
We're
He's
not
an
going to talk about it.
amazing
We're not
guy.
talking about it.
Yeah, he is hilarious. He raps. So check baby 1, 2, 3.
See you
3, 4. Yeah, go ahead.
So just tell us a little bit about what you're up to these days.
So I have a podcast called Your One Life. It is a personal development podcast, and I'm a third co-host of your podcast now. I don't know if you know about that yet, but I am the third co-host, and we're gonna make some changes, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And yeah, here we are.
I like that. It's confident. Jessica, so what's been your favorite part of Podfest so far?
Definitely all of the connections and personalities. And one of the things I love about these events is those just starting out can have an opportunity to connect with those that already have millions of followers. Like there is no status, there's none of that here. It's genuinely just human to human and interaction and who you vibe with. And I just think that's a treasure.
You absolutely nailed it. That's exactly what I was thinking. There's so many talented, funny folks here, and everybody's wide open to meeting and talking. It just feels like a very family environment of creators and podcasters and comedians and singers and rappers, and it's just been a really fun time, and it's making me think I need to do a whole lot more of this.
I do. I agree.
Well, I wanted to ask you, how did you become a lawyer? What made you want to do that?
Okay. Well, I wanted to go in the military, but I married military, and we have 3 children and 2 grandchildren. So my husband told me long ago, only one military member in the family. So I started working as a paralegal, which is pretty much an attorney's right hand. And then I naturally, as I followed his military career and had the children, I would go buy real estate, I would remodel it, I would do stuff to keep myself busy. And then I just started really enjoying law. I did civil litigation, I did real estate law, I did estate planning, probate, all the different things. And I just made the next jump to, I have 4 degrees. And one of them I decided to be a law degree and just keep going until the Lord said no. So that's where I am.
Wow.
And then I decided I like being my own boss better than working for someone. So about 6 years ago, I opened my own firm.
That's amazing. And so why only one military person? What?
We have a lot of different people and connections. My dad was retired Air Force in FEMA.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm sorry.
What did you say? What was it?
My dad was retired Air Force in FEMA. And so there's a lot, like when you're military, you're on call, you're at their mercy. And so you deploy a lot. And so there's one particular person I'd grown up with that husband and wife were both military. They both deployed and they left their 1-year-old. You just had to pick a family member who would raise the 1-year-old. And then another friend of theirs died in combat in a helicopter crash. So it's kind of one of those, one person's got to fully commit and one person needs to be more flexible. So I kept myself entertained with college degrees, kids, and buying real estate.
That's incredible. And I want to say thank you so much for your family serving.
Thank you. Thank you.
So a shameless plug for my podcast. I'm brand new to this. It's been a really interesting journey. I talked about it, right? You got to talk about it first and get people's opinions. And I did that. And they really pushed me. They're like, I don't care who you get, you need to do it. So I got pushed into it, got introduced to my co-host, Scotty Kick Drum Stathis, who's a drummer in a band. He's awesome. And he's just an amazing guy. And so the podcast is called Jammin' and Plannin'. And the whole idea was we're all in financial services and we were all working from home, right?
Yes.
What'd you see in the backgrounds? Guitars, pianos, drums. And I realized that a lot of people in financial services are actual musicians. So we decided to bring that outside passion in music to our 9-to-5 passion in financial services and talk about both and talk about how they're affecting their lives and how it's making their life better, their journey, any crazy stories they can share legally. And it's just been a real blast. So shameless plug for Jammin' and Plannin'.
I love that. I know quite a few financial planners, and you definitely are up there at top for fun right now.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, here's a shameless plug for all of us.
Okay.
How about this? Estate planning, Jammin' and Plannin', and was it Successful Solutions,
You
right?
got it. Nailed it.
All right. You got to plan your life right now so you could have some wealth. Pass it down and you need this man right now and you could just jam I'm talking about solutions, and they are quite successful. Your One Life is my podcast, and you got to subscribe. All right. I think that's all of it.
Awesome.
Five stars.
Right off the cuff like that, definitely gold.
Good times.
Yeah, you definitely got to check out Kim Young's. He's got all these various raps. He's got skits that are hilarious. They remind me of me and my friends when we were younger. Plays upon himself, stigmas, all this stuff that just is really comedy gold. So I would definitely recommend going to his site and checking some of that out.
Yeah.
What is your site?
Oh, my website is it's kimyoungkimlive.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And if you spell that wrong,
We're in trouble.
tough.
Okay.
I don't know. what can I do for you? It's YUNG, kimyoungkimlive.com.
All right. Well, I think we're wrapping it up. It was an absolute pleasure to
Hold on.
spend some time with you guys. Look forward to staying in touch.
Yes.
And just make sure you keep on jamming and planning.
Yes, sir. Hold on. One more thing.
Yes.
Yo, come freestyle. I'm talking about Owwll. I'm talking about a whole bunch of things. I connect, learn, and grow. And basically, you get a bunch of things together. And I just go. I'm talking about a whole bunch of freaking recording. And I come through. And I'm affording getting the people right now that freaking come through and just interview me. Maybe true. I spit off the top, and that's how I go. We end the interview on the flow. Done.
Nice. Thank you so much.
That was the best.
That's our.
Good
Well,
job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
It was
Awesome.
great meeting you guys. You're awesome.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Cheers. I had to squeeze one in. Can you come out? All right, yeah, you're good. Thank you.
Good to see you, buddy. I'll see you a little
Yes.
bit later. Are you
Actually, I
hanging
must
around?
have left it here because I saw my card when I was right there.
I'm glad they did it for my sake.
It was nice meeting you. I'm going to
Wonderful.
follow you, and I'll
Sounds
try to
good.
remember to spell your name right.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
out there in
Yeah.
internet world.
Sounds good.
Wow.
Bye.
Pleasure.
It's great meeting you.
See you, buddy. I'll see you a little bit later.
Have a great day.
Nice to meet
Love
you,
the
man.
jacket.
Yeah, thank you.
cheers.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm actually very familiar with Estate Guru.
With what?
Estate Guru.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some business development for them for a little over a year.
Awesome.
And so I'm a former advisor also.
Yes.
I was in the restaurant business for years. I did that. So always kind of shaking hands, kissing babies, and
Yes. That's
my
so
natural
cool.
forte.
You guys have like the most stringent rules for how you can post for your social and stuff like that, the whole financial world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not me, but yeah, a lot of them.
Hi.
How are you, everybody?
Hi, how you doing?
I am well.
Good. How are you doing?
I love your nails.
What's up, John? Andy, nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Yeah, mine, all mine.
Thank you.
My daughter would be jealous how long they are.
I need to cut them. Say it again.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Look, I just turned mine off, but yeah.
You're being so polite.
Go ahead. I'll scoot in. Go ahead. So you guys will do that for us? Yeah. Put it up on there. Sweet. Hold on. I just got to turn the dang thing back on.
You don't need to
I'm
do
Andy,
ours
by
because
the
you're
way.
gonna have.
Jessica.
Hey,
all
Jessica.
of it,
Nice
right?
to meet you.
Hey.
Pleasure.
Nice.
This is so cool.
What do you do, Tiffany?
I'm a therapist and a podcast.
Woo!
Thanks, babe.
I've been
Okay, good.
Hey, good. Oh, yeah. Everybody loves it. That's why I gotta do stuff like this.
I'm John.
Hi, John. I'm Tiffany. Nice to meet you.
You.
And I didn't get your name. What was your name?
Jessica.
Jessica. I'm
podcast?
Tiffany.
I don't.
He does
I'm a
collections
guest
for
on
dental
podcasts
office.
quite often,
Okay.
but I don't
He
have
does
my own
collections for dental office.
Creator. So what do you create?
So I'm known as
Fun.
Andy Cleveland,
Kind of.
Collection Agency Ninja.
Ooh.
I service dental
He
offices.
say he's doing a little bit of everything.
For collecting from
Maybe see his
Okay.
there for the dental
So,
podcast. They had
I
a
guess
Yeah.
I'm a creator in my own right.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I lower this a little bit?
Okay.
Can I drop it down?
Do you want us to? Oh, they can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear
You can
me.
do whatever you want.
I can hear it.
All right. We're back at it. We got two new guests. Jessica, what do you think? We got Tiffany in the house. We got Andy in the house. So I think we should start off with getting to know them a little.
I'm loving Tiffany's nails already. Tiff, show us all your
Thank
nails.
you. Can you guys
Beautiful.
see that?
Yes.
Can you see that
See
pink?
them?
Yes.
What else do you do besides have fabulous nails?
Well, thank you. So I am a licensed psychotherapist, and I
Okay.
also am a podcaster.
Wow.
Yes.
Those totally go hand in hand.
Yes, I
Nice.
absolutely love both of them.
That's awesome.
I do.
Very cool. And what about you, sir, with the palm trees?
I might need some mental health. Is there any way that you could help me? I've got a bunch of problems. How much time we got?
A lot.
A lot? Okay. So,
Like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
oh, geez. All right. I need to speak to you personally after
Okay,
the
listen,
show.
that works.
might
My
wanna
name's
pick your
Andy
top.
Cleveland, and I'm the collection agency Ninja, and I service dental offices exclusively all over the United States.
That's
Wonderful.
awesome.
Do you ever add law firms to that or just dental agencies?
No, we have people for that.
Oh,
We
okay.
won't take that too much further. It's hush hush.
That's awesome. And do you do the nice approach? Put a little friendly and you need to pay up? You
Yes,
pass due?
it's more of a friendly approach.
That's awesome.
More holistic, and it's technology based, so it fits right in with the dental office's existing software.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice.
And what about? We don't know anything about you guys.
I'm a lawyer.
Oh, you are. a lawyer.
Yes.
Wow.
I know. I love watching people's face when I
So-
say that. It's really fun.
Are you civil, criminal?
Wasn't me.
I did work with a judge for 4 years, and we did civil, criminal, and family.
Okay.
But I have a lot of good friends that are prosecutors and criminal defense, and I live vicariously through them. I do estate planning and probate. So
Oh, that's
I do family law for dead people, is kind of
very
what they
good.
say. But no, I love my realm. I help set them up for success while they're alive or advocate and transfer wealth after they pass.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
very good.
So I have to ask, are you two on the Owwll app?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I just signed up.
And you, Andy?
I'm in the process of downloading it.
All right.
Which, current internet speeds.
Oh my God.
I should have it by
Yeah, it's been awful.
2026.
Oh gosh,
I-
what internet
I
are
look
you
forward
on?
to using it then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Al is really cool. I've known Jason for a long time. We're both locals in Boca, and we do a lot of networking together. Jason is literally everywhere. But this app is his baby, and it's really been an amazing journey to watch from the sidelines and see him just persevere and get to where he is today. And here we are all, hanging out together, and we're going to get video of this. I mean, what he's done is really amazing. He was already a successful entrepreneur previous to that.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you've ever watched his show, The Shrimp Tank, but he has a podcast as well.
Shrimp tank.
Yeah, yeah. So Jason is pretty impressive.
Just take
but,
Shark Tank and put shrimp in
That's
front of it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Different.
but smaller can
Smaller
be
and better.
better.
So are you making
sometimes.
short jokes already? I mean, I
I-
barely even know you.
Well, you know.
So Tiffany, what's been your favorite part of Podfest so far? What's been your biggest takeaway?
So I just left the legal session, which is appropriate now because I'm sitting with an attorney.
Yes.
Learned a very lot of eye-opening things that just starting out you wouldn't have not considered.
Mhm.
Those pieces as far as who owns the content,
Exactly.
right? So
Yes.
I have some good takeaways and some things, and I'm going to go back now and I'm going to literally scrub everything, look at contracts, and make sure it is in line with what I just learned today.
You know what else you can do is go on the Owwll app and find all the attorneys and then just go have 10 minutes with them.
Okay,
Oh, it's
I didn't know
amazing.
that. That's
Yes,
awesome.
That is the reason.
Can we
of the
meet with
tool.
you?
Well, I do estate planning and probate. So what you're dealing with
Okay.
is like intellectual
Intellectual
property,
property,
and corporate
okay.
law. I know enough to be dangerous in those arenas, but I
Gotcha.
can find. But yes.
Okay.
But that's one of the amazing features of Owwll is just like that. I know one of our girls, she's a singer, and she was able to speak with a Grammy winner because they just connected on Owwll. So you might need new internet so you can have it
definitely.
prior to
Wow.
2026.
I'm definitely going to be exploring the Owwll app. I am.
Definitely. And what about you? What's been your biggest takeaway so far?
The big thing is networking, is
Yes.
connecting with other awesome resources that you don't normally get exposed to.
Yes.
So this is a different event than what I normally experience in the dental world. So there's this whole world that I really don't know much about, and that's why I came down. So I know some people here, but a lot of people are new.
Yes.
So what's great is I'm enjoying being exposed to a whole different element in the dental world. So
good.
it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Very
What about you, Jessica? What's been your biggest takeaway so far?
I love how open people are and
Yeah.
friendly. And I was telling someone earlier, I was like, in the legal field, it's the complete opposite. you're close to the vest, you're signing away all your rights, and you're always looking for ways to one up the other person. And that's not how it is here. It's very much collaboration, not competition. And they're just so willing. I'm the same singer I spoke of earlier. I told her I'm a voiceover artist as well. And I was asking her advice on some of my voiceover. And she's like, oh, just turn your camera on a video and I'll start giving you some tips right now on breathing exercises. So I'm like,
wow.
this is amazing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
absolutely.
just love it.
Yeah, no, I'm right with you. So one of the things I've always done in my networking days is, everybody asks, what do you do, right? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? It's boring, right? I always like to say, what do you enjoy doing? So
Yes.
with that in mind, what do you enjoy doing, Tiffany, outside of your work?
If you won the lottery, Tiffany, what would you still want to do?
So my dream would be to open up a facility that encompasses holistic approach to a mental health model of treatment for the individual, not just to develop them in the area of healing, but to allow them to expand and learn in other capacities of life, right?
Awesome.
So that we are a total success
Yes.
in multiple areas of our life.
I love that.
I would love to have a campus just with those services.
That affects friendships, marriages, relationships with
Yes.
your children, a domino effect of how that makes a better world for everybody.
Yes,
I love it.
absolutely.
What
Yeah,
about-
and I meant more though on the personal side. What do you like to do in your free time?
Yeah.
Are you a musician? Do you sing? Do you dance? What do you do for fun?
Okay, so when I do have free time, which is kind of rare, but I sing.
Awesome.
Nice.
I have acted before. I love food. So I'm a foodie, so I love experiencing new restaurants.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah, and
all
I'm
of it.
learning now to create experiences.
That's
so
awesome.
now I'm getting into taking time for myself,
yes,
so that I can travel and meet new people all over the world.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Well, we have a group on LinkedIn, the Jammin' and Planning Podcast group, and we wanted to share more than just music. Music's a big part of it, but we also share recipes. We have mountain climbers, we have singers. So we encourage people to share their gift with us within the group. So we'll have to connect on LinkedIn,
Yes.
and you can share some of those outside passions with us. That would be great. Now, turning to you, what is something that you enjoy doing outside of work?
So that would imply, if I'm doing something I enjoy, it would imply I have a life, which quite frankly, I really don't. So I
gosh.
enjoy helping other people, collaborating, getting to know people. As I've grown older, I've found that traditional friendships have changed. I used to play on the playground and just hang out with all your buddies and all that. Now there's nothing. It's work, family. So this is my fun. You guys are now my official best
Aw.
friends. So that's how it kind of rolls out for me.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And Jessica, what about you? What do you do outside of work for fun? Do you sing, dance, play music?
I travel, I buy real estate, and I record voiceover work. So voiceovers. So I've been a little pirates, and I've been right now, if you think kind of like the Avatar movie, I'm a tree, but I'm like a tree that's commander in a new playlist is coming out. So I have to lower my voice and act different and do my parts. So that's what I do for fun, to break
Awesome.
away from law.
Yeah, that's what, like you said, there's just so many talented folks here that are open for conversations. I've had so much fun just meeting new people and finding common ground, right, with us in music and singing and dancing and all of that. And that was the whole idea behind Jammin' and Planning, was to bring that out of people, right? Bring that side out of them, because we always are so focused on business only. And what I told somebody yesterday is you'd be surprised that when you open that side of your up, how it'll actually help your business.
Oh, very much. Yes.
Being
So-
authentic.
Yeah, being
That's the key.
authentic.
And may I add that being here too, so it's I went to some sessions that allow you to create opportunities for more freedom. So that's what I'm also here for, is how do I free myself up from the
Yes.
day-to-day
Right.
weeds of things to now live.
Very much. No, I look at death certificates all day, every day, and people will leave behind millions of dollars, but it's like, did you live? You can accumulate, but you got to enjoy it as well.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So are you guys attending the comedy track tonight?
I haven't decided. I'm just winging it. So I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, it looks like
What
it's going
time
to be
is that?
great. I think it's at like 8:30. So yeah, I'm going to be there. Some of the comedy folks here are unbelievable. Paul Vatto. I met a couple others that are just hilarious. So I can't wait. I think we need to wrap it up. So it was really a pleasure to meet the two of you, and thank you for sharing a little bit about your journeys and some of your, outside passions. And Jessica, anything else for you?
No, where do you each have a website?
Yes.
Call it out real quick.
So it is TiffanyDSingleton.com.
Perfect. And you?
It's collectionagencyninja.com.
Oh, that's
Right.
good.
Awesome.
I like
We
it.
got a
I
ninja
love
in the
it.
house.
Thanks, guys. It was so great meeting you both.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having us.
All right,
That
thank
was
you for
great.
having us.
Appreciate it.
Bye, guys. It was
All right,
so great
bye.
meeting
Hey, thanks.
you.
It was fun, guys.
Thank you. This was so fun.
It was.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh,
Nice to
thank
meet you.
you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Hey,
Nice to meet
we
you, my dear.
appreciate it.
Let's connect on LinkedIn so you can jump in the group and share some of your gifts. It's jamming and planning.
Jamming and planning.
Yeah. So it's
Perfect.
It's jamming.
That's
with
awesome.
No G, planning with no G.
No, I'm good.
Simple
Thank
girl.
you.
Simple for you.
I don't even know if this is mine or not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, it's been there's like
okay.
stuff's growing on it. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Buddy. Uh-oh. Trouble's in the house. Are you coming? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get this.
Coming in.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, sweet.
Emily, nice to
brought
meet you.
You brought treats.
Emily and Bob.
I'm Bob.
Bob, how you doing? John.
Hey, John. Nice to meet you. Now we're on.
Bob? Okay, perfect. Black Magic Design. Nice. Definitely gonna have questions for you guys.
I like your jacket.
Ooh, powder form.
Thank you. Check, baby, check.
Yep, do. Here we are.
Yeah, Jessica, I think yours is a little far from you. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Can you hear me
Can you
well?
hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you
okay.
hear me better now?
Yeah, now you're better.
So what you're
Alright,
telling
alright.
me is
Here we are.
All right. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Good to see you.
Hi.
Very nice to meet the both of you. Jessica, how are you today?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I couldn't be having more fun if I tried.
That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
All I needed was a Celsius, and it looks like one of our guests arrived with that. So we're solid.
Yep,
I brought
absolutely.
some presents for you all. I just
You're
want to
the
make sure you're staying
best.
energized throughout this beautiful day.
You're awesome. We thought Christmas was over, and it's
Yeah.
still here in January.
Exactly. Whenever you live in the happiest place on earth, that's what we do, right? We provide happiness and energy.
It's fair. You get it.
Absolutely. So you're working with them, I'm assuming, obviously, and are you a rep for them?
Yeah, so I'm Orlando's field marketing manager for Celsius. So we go around and we do all of our face-to-face marketing, any kind of events, anything that involves our community. We really want to get involved and just build our brand face-to-face because that is the most proactive way to reach our consumers. So we're really excited to be here. I'm so happy to be here on this podcast with you all today. Thank you for
love
having
it.
me.
Yep, absolutely. And Bob, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Bob Keneal from Black Magic Design, and today I brought you some free apps that you can download. So we have a camera app that works on iOS and Android that can turn it into a professional cinema camera.
No way.
And we also have DaVinci Resolve, which is a free download that people can go to and learn about our editing software. And on the show floor, we have all our cameras and whatnot. So we're showing people our cameras and our live switching so they can move from audio only to full-on video podcasting.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Bob is our neighbor here at the Podcast
right.
Fest, and he has the coolest setup I've seen. He literally just has like a full TV studio, it looks like. I'm like, wow, I really feel like a real podcaster sitting down there and just getting the full experience. It's
I
really
have to
neat.
go check it out.
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
haven't
You gotta
seen
come
that
by.
yet.
Yeah, we're on the back wall there, but
Yeah.
it's been fun to get people to discover us and also get them introduced with our free apps so that people can kind of get a taste for what we do.
So what's your ideal client, Bob?
Well, the funny thing about Blackmagic, so the DaVinci Resolve software 15 years ago when they bought it from the company I worked for, DaVinci, it was a $500,000 on up. So there weren't a lot of people that wanted to spend that kind of money. And today we have free software that does way more than it did 15 years ago. So at this point, Hollywood uses it to do every movie and TV show practically. But now kids are using it too. So we've kind of opened up our market to be anybody that has the ability to download a free app.
That's amazing.
It gets them started. And then we have cameras that range all the way up to our new Apple Vision Pro immersive camera that's for shooting the immersive stuff. But we also make a camera that starts at $1,000. So it's like we have a lot of products for a lot of different markets.
Yeah.
But people use them in churches, schools, podcasts, whatever.
I love
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so valuable because as a new podcaster, I'm realizing real fast how I don't know how to do any of it other than talk a little bit. And I don't feel like I'm great at that, but I'm doing as best as I can. But tell us a little bit more about your experience here at Podfest so far.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We've been reaching a lot of different varieties of podcasters here. And something so beautiful about this festival and having Bob as a neighbor is seeing that podcasts aren't just about what you're saying. It's about who you're reaching and like who can see your product and see what you're actually producing and putting out there. So it's really unique to see how podcasting has developed over like just from a radio show into something you can visually go on and not just hear, but see. So it's really exciting to get our products into hands of so many great, successful podcasters here and just educate them about our brand because truly we want to provide a product that is a better for you premium product. And just a lot of negative comments come back to us about it and we're happy to talk about it. We want to talk you through the ingredients and the label and what everything means. So it's just really a diverse way of marketing our product and getting cans in hands is our true big goal. And so, and our CEO, John, he was actually on this podcast maybe a couple years ago. But that is our big initiative is just getting cans in hands. And that's what you really want your consumers to do is try your product, get a taste of it. If they like it, they're going to come back. So we're really about educating and just providing a good experience. So it's so lucky that we're here today because we can reach so many different markets. There's Christian podcasters out here. There's like very unique niches. So it's really just great to get out and talk to people and podcasters love to talk. So that's what we like to do too. So come over and visit our booth. We're so happy to see everybody. And if you just need a pick me up, that's what we're here for.
Okay. Awesome.
So what I'm getting from this is podcasting can almost help people achieve the American dream of financial success. And then Bob can provide the tools to access that dream and Celsius can provide the energy drinks to keep going.
Exactly.
So I love it. It's a win-win for all.
Exactly. It absolutely
Our
is.
products will work 24 hours a day. And this stuff will make you want to work 24 hours a day.
Exactly.
It's a good combo.
Like it or not, right?
It's a joint partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit more. What do you enjoy doing outside of work?
You want to go or you?
Yeah, so I love working out. So I'm really big into doing yoga. So I like to meditate and sometimes working in the energy business. I am out here talking, I'm shaking hands, I'm seeing our consumers face to face. So I really like to take it back and relax and practice my yoga and kind of get back in touch with myself. And health and wellness is really a big part of my life. So you'll catch me at hot yoga about 3 times a week. Even though I live in Florida, I feel like everything is hot yoga. But
What about you, Bob? What do you do outside of work? It's fun.
Well, I actually do stand-up comedy. I've been singing a lot more lately, which I kind of like a lot. There's a lot of bands that play like the local clubs near us, and they'll let me come up and sing a couple songs and get my fix in. So, I guess after I retire, I'll probably get a podcast going and then do a comedy and singing show or something. We'll see.
That is awesome.
love
They have a track later today for comedy. In fact, at 4:15, they've got one where you can go and learn how to put together a 3-minute segment of comedy, like Build It, which I'm going to go to, which sounds really amazing. And that's, I think, been the funnest part for me is meeting all of these amazing singers and comedians, and they're all just wide open to meeting with you and talking with you and letting you know a little bit about their experience. And it's just been so much fun just for that. So I would recommend that you go to that, number one. And number two, my podcast is Jammin' and Plannin'. And we have a LinkedIn group and we share our outside gifts. whether it be comedy, whether it be singing, and we'd love to have you join us and share a little bit of yourself with us.
There you
That'd be
go.
great.
Anytime.
So
I
cool.
like it. Very good.
I love that.
Very good.
Thanks for having us on. This is fun.
Yes.
That's so beautiful. I love making connections in like
Yeah.
the most unique ways. I actually come from an entertainment background, so I have done television commercials and stuff like that. So I was
Yes.
so like Bob's booth was the first one that I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go talk to him because this is like one of my other interests and one of my other passions.
Yes.
And so it's really great to just make those unlikely connections.
When I was in law school, I was a movie extra. So I would do acting and modeling, and I'd be the stunt double. Not really stunts because I didn't do stunts, but I would be the double for like the Claws TV show. I would drive the gold convertible down the ocean. So
Nice.
it was fun.
That is
It was
so
like
cool.
law on one side and entertainment on the other.
Exactly. And it's good to have like more than one passion. It's
Oh,
kind of like
yes.
you kind of have to use the right side of your brain and your left side of your brain and kind of make like your perfect personality, you know?
I love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we're getting to the end here, but
All right.
it was really a pleasure to have the both of you on here with us today. And I hope that you keep exploring all of your various passions outside of work, because life is short, and it's really important to make sure that you're having a good time on top of working. Of
And I'll be
course.
coming checking out your booths in like a few minutes because I love
Sounds
it.
good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, everybody.
All right.
so
Thank
welcome.
you.
Having us.
Thanks. It
Cool.
was so great meeting you guys.
Yeah,
to meet you.
pleasure to meet you guys for
Thank
sure. Yeah.
you.
Thanks.
So what's
rest
the
of your
powder?
time.
So, do you need any Celsius, my
I
friend?
do not. I'm good.
Oh, you got your grape?
Yeah.
I love that. That's one of my favorite.
I love it so much. I went and spent hard-earned money on it.
I love it. I unfortunately don't get that one.
Are we still here?
So many flavors, though, but I like the classic flavor.
I also love Peach Vibe. Peach Vibe's another one of my favorite. Okay, I'll take one
Oh,
off your
okay.
hands. Thanks, John.
No, not at all. I'd love to have Carla on.
You're the best.
Keep it going.
I mean,
Keep it going.
sure.
He's coming up next. I need one person.
She could jump in.
Bring him in next, and the two of them.
The two of those.
Meet you.
That is so nice. I'm going to come see you two in a few minutes.
Hi, buddy. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you.
Wait, can I take a picture with the two of you? Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
We'd
Can
love
we take a
to.
picture like holding a Celsius?
Yes.
Oh,
My
man.
CEO was on like this podcast, and he would die if I like take a picture and send it to him. Could you take a picture for me?
She wants your camera, babe. That's my husband. So
Oh, no
yeah,
way.
so
Yeah,
go-
yeah.
yeah. She wants on hers.
Oh, thank you.
Get in here. I'll get into Celsius. Come on.
Come on, get in there.
And partnership.
Make sure your labels are out.
All right, 1, 2, 3, smile. Your time.
Amazing. Thanks so much, everybody. Of
I'll
course.
give you my number when I go by your booth.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Perfect. Here, do you want me to leave this?
100%.
Hannah Turek is one of, I think, your guys' spokespersons.
That's the point.
Hannah Turek. She
Oh,
has,
yeah.
because she's always, I follow her, and she's
Yeah.
always got your Celsius
All
stuff going on her
over.
stretch, right?
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it.
You're
you.
so welcome. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
That was really awesome. Hey, your shirt. Okay, now that's way to represent. That's awesome.
John, this is your next guest.
Hi, Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Christy. Yeah, John. Nice to meet you, buddy.
You want me to film your
With this-
Oh, no, unnecessary. I appreciate it. I'll just
You guys do that, right?
sick. How are y'all doing?
Good. I'm checking to see if you're a C or K, and I see that now. You're a
Yes,
K.
yes.
Got it.
It's short for Christian.
Okay, not yet. So in Christian spell with a K too?
Yes. Garrett, Headliner. Is that your
Yeah.
podcast?
Okay,
No, I
cool.
work for Headliner app.
Okay.
Yes. So it's the audio brand.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
How long are you guys doing this for?
You're not leaving, are you? Oh, because I want a picture with you. After I'm done.
We
He
are
needs to
winding
do
down
one
the
more.
booth. You want to come on the Owwll Interactive Podcast? Come on down to the red carpet. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Christy, how you doing, buddy? Welcome.
Doing good, dog. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm excellent, man. We're having so much fun here at the Owwll booth. Here with Jason, spreading the love and letting us interview you guys, which is great. I'm John, by the way.
I'm Nathan.
Nathan, nice
Yeah.
to meet you. Hey, Christy.
Chrissy, nice to meet you.
Nathan,
Yeah.
I'm Jess.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So we are live and going. So welcome.
Hi, I'm
Yeah.
glad to be here. This is cool. I was kind of pitched to come on the podcast and kind of just yap with y'all. How's the whole thing been going with everybody?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
Yeah,
So I'm
for
assuming
sure.
that's the consensus.
Yeah, no, it's been a blast. We're talking a lot about, just the connections that we're making and just so many, talented folks. I mean, funny comedians, singers. I don't know if any of you guys were at karaoke last night, but wow. I mean, there was like 20
I
folks
missed that one. But my husband does an
really a blast.
amazing Elvis karaoke, like literally. He'll get standing ovations.
Yeah.
Me, not so much, but he's
absolutely.
good.
So you're not gonna do any karaoke for us now?
They can barely hear me when I do karaoke. Yes.
What's everyone's karaoke song? Go to.
Well, we usually do that duet. And I'm trying to remember. I lost it, but it's on my end. So that's one we usually go with, and that's how I know they can't hear me because I start and everyone asks if anyone's singing, and then he comes out and he steals the show. So, What about you?
Yeah.
Definitely Country Roads.
Oh.
One that I can sing. It's not too hard, and a lot of other people like to sing along with it, so it drowns
Do
me
they?
out.
You said
Okay.
Country Roads?
Yeah.
Country Road, take me home.
I will be
I
Googling
belong.
that. That'll become my new go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like House of the Rising Sun.
Oh, that's a
incredible. Yeah, that's a great song. I love it. I never do it. It's funny. I have this podcast, Jamming and Planning. I've just started sharing myself singing, which has been a big deal for me. And it's funny. My stepfather, when I got back from California, told me, he's like, I hope you don't mind me telling you this, but I know you're holding back your voice. And so he sent me a book, and it's called How to Sing Without Thinking. And it's helping me because what it's enabling me to do is tap into my actual authentic voice, because we always try to sound like other people, right? And that's really difficult to do. But we all have a very authentic version of our voice where you can tap into and sing songs that are made for your voice. So I would recommend the book. I would recommend, playing with that and kind of seeing and humming and kind of feeling your voice out. It's really been an interesting
What was the name of that book?
How to Sing Without Thinking.
Oh, I love it. I'll
Yeah.
be downloading that later.
It's really, really interesting.
Okay.
It goes on a little bit long about the setup of it all, but I think he feels like that's important to talk about his journey, which has been amazing.
Right.
And he's turned from singer to educator, and it's been a blessing for him, and he absolutely loves it. And it's helping me already, but I still have not sung karaoke ever.
I think you just have to do it. Like my first one that I did, which is now my go-to, which is I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That is, I think there's something about finding something that you know that everyone wants to sing along to.
Yeah.
Because if everyone joins with you, then you've done it now with everyone. And you don't have to worry about doing it for yourself.
That one goes high in a spot or two, doesn't it? So you get to really get out there.
Just go for it.
Oh, yeah. No, that's awesome.
And the best part is if you take that mic and you go off the stage
Yes.
with it during that song, everyone will join along.
I
Everyone
love.
loves that song.
That's perfect.
No, you're right. There are a few like that. Like that song "What's Up" is super popular.
Yes.
We have a beach jam all the time. Me and some of my buddies will bring our guitars down to the beach and we'll start playing. Next thing you know, you got a crowd.
Yeah.
And I've met some of the most amazing musicians down there. It's been incredible. They just come out of the woodworks. People on vacation and they'll grab one of our guitars. And I've heard some amazing individual performances that were originals that could be on the radio, no doubt. So it's been really cool. So tell us a little bit about your experience so far with Podfest. What has been your biggest takeaway?
So Podfest, this is my third one.
Oh, okay.
I come here on the expo side. Working for a headliner app. So I talk a lot on the technology side.
Okay.
I'm a podcaster as well. And so where I do a lot of music stuff, but getting to meet people and learn how, kind of from an end user aspect, I think about it all in like the technology space. How do we help people? And that's what everyone here is doing.
Yes.
That's my favorite part
Yes,
about podcasts.
very much.
There's nothing wrong or negative about the business here because everyone here is just trying to help podcasters.
Mhm.
And that's the best part.
Oh, I love it. And you could be guest on each other's podcast. So it's very much win-win and collaborative.
1,000,000%.
Mhm.
What about you? What has been your biggest takeaway so far? What have you enjoyed most?
Well, this is also my third year, and it's
You guys are
the
veterans.
community aspect of it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have my podcast myself, but I got on. I met Alex Sanfilippo through Podmatch, and I was interviewed by a lot of different podcasts, and so then I got to finally come and meet them in person because this was during COVID when all the podcasts were online, and so just like you're saying, like everybody, super friendly community, just a lot of great connections, and that's where like a lot of the business comes from too, is just meeting people.
Yeah, I agree. That's been the best part. Jessica, what else you got for us?
For what I've enjoyed,
Yes.
or that I love, I love like what I had mentioned a few guests ago, where the status doesn't matter here. Like you could be a newbie or you could be very well established with millions of followers, and all of that leaves the room. When you're here, you're just connections and how you can help each other and how everybody wins. And being that I'm a lawyer, that's completely opposite of the legal arena. So I enjoy it amazingly. I love the win-win approach.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. So what do you guys do outside of work? What do you do for fun?
So I'm in a band. I live in Nashville. So the karaoke thing, don't do karaoke.
Oh my God, I have a story from we're releasing a pod next week, and that's exactly what the guy said. He goes, people are going to the karaoke there to get discovered.
Yes.
And it's hilarious. He's like, it's next level.
It's I moved from Chicago to Nashville, and I did a lot of karaoke in Chicago, and I came down here, and I didn't feel comfortable doing it again. I was like, I've signed up. I still went up and did it, but I felt so embarrassed because like there's these 60-year-old and 80-year-olds going up and just being, these were casual people. These are people that just live lives, and they're the best singers in the world.
That's awesome.
And it's very intimidating.
Yes.
But I'm in a band, and I do like this emo thing. It's like just punk rock.
Cool.
30 bar, loud, heavy guitars. It's been a lot of fun.
I love it. I love it.
Have you ever run into Carrie Underwood yet? Just curious.
What'd you say?
Carrie Underwood.
I've been to her bar.
Oh, cool.
Everyone has their own bar.
Okay.
On
I know
Broadway.
Jason Aldean just opened one in Vegas, but I always have really liked her, and I know she has about 400 acres out in Tennessee. So
yes,
yes.
100. Well, everyone lives in Nashville.
Yes, they do.
You'll run and see anybody there. Like Post Malone will just be in a bar.
I think that's so cool.
It's very strange. Like the line is blurred between celebrity and
Normal.
like civilian.
Yes.
It's
That's
very
a cool line. Are they pretty approachable and nice?
Yeah, most of them
Yeah.
are pretty chill.
That's
And
awesome.
most people don't want to cause a scene, or
Right.
they'll have security sometimes.
Yeah,
So
which
there's
is
either
fair.
a boundary, or if they don't, they're kind of approachable.
That's awesome.
What about yourself? What do you do for fun outside of work?
I am a huge adrenaline junkie, and so I do a lot of longboarding. I've just recently started racing cars the past couple of months.
Nice.
So I've been doing autocross, but later in this year, I'm going to start getting into rallycross. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's the races that go through the woods, like around like the bend.
God.
Is that on the bikes?
It's actually in cars.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
I know D1 racing for drifting, and that's the only kind of like racing that I'm like that I've ever been like exposed to.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so, are you in competitions? You're actually doing competitions as a driver?
Yeah, it's competitions, but it's ones that anybody can join, so it's not like professional, but you can just sign up and pay. And
Where are
You
those
must have to
at?
sign a waiver, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You're like, whoops.
They have them. I actually live in Alabama, so there's different tracks over there. And
Congratulations to your state. She just won Miss America.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So do they provide you a car? Or you have to bring one.
you have to bring one.
To bring one. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't total someone else's car.
That's how I was
Fully
thinking.
insured.
You better have big time insurance. And do they have a demolition derby as well? Or does that happen by chance?
It happens by chance.
Yeah.
It's not ones that people want.
Okay. Well, I know we got to wrap it up. So it was really a pleasure to meet the both of you.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
You guys have been fascinating.
looking forward to hearing more about your band.
Very nice to
I
meet
have a
you.
Jamming and Planning podcast, so we're all about music and sharing those gifts. So,
Find the car racing
95
places
Pro.
where
Okay,
you
we'll have to
stay.
connect and you'll share it with me.
So I actually
Awesome.
just
Appreciate
Googled
it.
it.
Yeah,
Take
it easy, y'all.
The first
Yeah,
time
thank
that
you so much.
I just went in
We
my
need a
personal
picture?
car.
Okay, we need a picture.
And, yeah, so they have them just like all over the states. I know they have them in Florida as well.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
2-year-old would love that.
Okay.
He wanted to do F1, but
Oh, really?
then he did a.
Do I get my friends?
Thank you. It was
Yeah.
really great.
Cool. I'll
You
prove it in
remind me of a
minute.
Hollywood star, and I'm trying to put my finger on who it
Okay,
is.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe you are. Could be like undercover billionaire.
How you doing, buddy? John. Oh, we got some sauces. We got your bourbon, barbecues.
One of my businesses.
Okay, barbecue.
That's a barbecue.
All right.
Did
let's
you bring
see.
us chicken tenders to go with that?
Hard Truth, sweet mashed bourbon.
Okay.
There's no one here.
It's just that good.
Ooh, sweet heat.
Hi.
I'm a heat
Come
fan.
be a guest.
As in
I don't think we have a guest.
I got a lot of spice.
Okay.
We have a whole group called
don't
the
see
Jamming
a
and
guest, so I'm
Planning
gonna
Podcast
clarify.
Group, and we share all kind of outside passions, and one of them of mine is cooking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right. Yeah. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jody.
Oh, Jace.
Jace.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Bob.
Robert.
Robert. Okay.
So what do you?
Just
Who's
raise your
Tom?
first last name on there.
So who's this Tom they're mentioning?
So how you been doing so far at the Podfest 2025? Is this your first one?
Yeah, first one.
I have
Okay,
not
me too.
wandered very
Yeah.
much
Al
today,
got
so
me
I'm
to
seeing all
come.
the cool
Jason's a
booths,
friend of
but
mine
I'm
from
never
back in
here.
Boca, and
Boca, yeah, that's where you live?
yeah, and I've been watching him build this app for the last couple of years, and it's been quite a journey, and that's what got me here. So
Nice.
that's why we've been interviewing you today.
Hey, that's
Okay.
All
my
about your
friend.
business. So I'm John.
Jody.
Joey.
Jody.
Jody.
Yeah.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you,
meet
Jody. Yeah, absolutely. Are we good? Are we going?
Oh, sure.
Do you want to record it?
What do you want me to do? What?
You have a phone that you want to get some recording?
Can Tom?
Don't we get it from there?
Still do it later. Like
You get your own too, so you have it.
It's gonna be a little weird because you guys be talking at the same time. The problem is,
I mean, if
the,
you
the mic, the audio.
wanna
won't
grab
go to
it?
that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm good.
That's true. Okay.
because I mean, yeah. Do you want me to talk about Tom's business or mine? I don't work for one.
Yours. Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right. Are we
Clear
ready
as
to rock?
mud.
We're ready, right? All right. Well, welcome you two. It's very nice to meet you today, and we're happy to see you at Podfest 2025. This is your first event. It's my first event as well.
Me too.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we're all newbies.
all newbies. How about that? And here we are on a show. How did that happen?
I don't know. They just made me come do it.
Okay.
So-
It's forced you.
It's serendipitous.
Yeah, Jessica and I are getting paid. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
Are
Just-
we?
just-
Oh, I think we're being paid in friendship. Yes.
I mean, I'm here to make money.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Oh,
tell us
no.
how you make money. What
Yes,
do you do
please
for a living?
share.
What do you love to do?
I own a marketing agency, so we do Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube ads for anybody here at Podfest.
Awesome.
Wow. So you let
Very
people
good.
know you exist. So
Oh,
you help
absolutely.
businesses. That's awesome.
Yeah,
What's
Very
the
cool.
name?
It's Sedini Marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm Jody Sedini. So we help online business owners with their ads, whether it's a SaaS business or online coaches, creators, content creators, things like that.
Awesome. Awesome.
So how do they find you? Like, do you have a website?
Best place is head to Instagram
Okay.
and type in Jody Sedini. And
Okay.
you'll find me there. You'll see a bunch of my content. If you go to sedinimarketing.com, you can sign up for a call with me and we'll just talk about, if it's a good fit.
Perfect. And do you have an ideal client or pretty much anyone that wants to make their face known?
Yeah. So typically we're working with business owners who are willing to spend anywhere from like 10 to 100K a month on ads.
Okay.
Yeah. Or more.
Right.
Time.
Right.
Yeah.
But 10K a month would be like ideal minimum.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome. Yeah. You
Very
got to have
cool.
your niche market. And that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And how about yourself? I know we've got some delicious looking barbecue sauces here. Tell us a little bit about that.
So this was a passion project. It's called MSH Seasonings, Dry Rubs, you name it. But I own several different businesses. I also own a marketing agency and a talent agency. I represent a lot of large talent in the industry, from the headliner at the comedy show tonight, which I hope you all want to see.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
Mr. Jacoby Ray. This was a joke company, and it went viral on the internet.
That's awesome.
I was running a fintech company and came up with the name Meat So Horny.
Oh,
for a
gosh.
barbecue company,
Oh, my
and posted
gosh.
it, and it went viral.
There's a lot of thought.
And
put into
then
that.
now we have Meat So Horny and MSH for the businesses that want to be a little bit more buttoned up. And then I'm also a partner of Podstars over there. Where it's the
Awesome.
cameo of podcasting.
Nice.
And you're able to book a celebrity or an influencer for your podcast directly through our website.
Oh, that is
Wow.
so
Really cool.
cool.
That is really cool.
It's a really neat piece of software.
And are you both on the Owwll app? Because that you've got like some crazy awesome stuff to share. Are you familiar with the Owwll app?
This is the first I've heard of it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
tell them, take it away, my
Yeah,
friend.
no, it's that's Jason right there. He's the founder, and he's also a successful entrepreneur outside of that. He's a podcaster. He's got the shrimp tank, and he's a financial advisor, does insurance work as well. And that's been supporting this dream. This is the big dream of his, is to make this app work. And so what it is you sign up, and think about if you wanted to contact an attorney, right? You don't want to pay $400 for an hour, right? You can contact an attorney through Owwll and buy 10 minutes and get those couple of questions that you just needed to get answered before you sign on that dotted line. So it's simpler like that. So anything you could think of that you could want to get questions answered, you could find an expert on Owwll, and instead of, again, taking up an hour of time when you only need to get 2 questions answered, you can go in there and buy 10 minutes. And then you can make yourself available also and become an Owwll expert. So it's a really interesting kind of furtherance upon what we've seen with social media, LinkedIn, et cetera, because you can actually call these people when they're available versus you have to set something up through LinkedIn, and they may or may not want to do that. So it's a really interesting app, and it's amazing to watch the journey.
It's a way to connect with some big players, no matter where you are. So as you guys were talking, I was like, that's cool. You two have businesses that can open up the world for everybody else to know you exist. And they get a few minutes with you, and then you can take it even further.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think it's cool. So thank you, Jason, for creating it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you,
But
Jason.
I know
and
one of
Owwll.
ours.
So tell us a little bit more about yourself. What do you do for fun outside of work? What do you enjoy doing?
It's funny that you mentioned talent because I'm a singer.
Woo!
Oh,
God.
All right, now I'm putting you on the spot. Let's hear it.
Oh, we did have a guest rap earlier.
Yeah, we
Just
did.
saying, so
Kim Young was already
Yes.
rapping. So go ahead, give us a little.
I'm not gonna rap.
You don't have
whatever
to
you
rap.
love.
Yeah. What do you guys want me to sing?
What is your best song?
Yeah. Favorite song to sing?
I can tell there's something you don't want to tell me. It's killing you 'cause the words are hard to find. I know you want to break it to me gently. Well, sweet baby, say what's on your mind.
Yes, girl.
Very
Oh, my
nice. How
word.
about that
Awesome.
cameo? I love it.
Very nice.
Am I talented enough for you?
Impromptu interview right there.
So I have a podcast called Jamming and Planning, and we have a group within LinkedIn, and we encourage people to share their gifts outside of their work. And so love to have you join and share something just like that.
Oh, that'd be
Short
so
little
fun.
snippet would be totally cool. And what about you? What do you do for fun outside of work? Cook. All right. Me too. I love to cook. What's your favorite recipe? Too many to name,
Let
right?
me guess. Anything barbecue?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did mention he even licks it off his hand because I asked him if he brought chicken tenders.
Here,
So
here,
it
you know
was
what? Here you
really
go. Here.
good.
You like sweet? You like spicy?
Sweet, all the way
All right,
sweet.
here you go. Here, you tell me.
Okay,
You tell me. You like
Okay.
you like bourbon?
I think.
You
Let's
don't
see.
bourbon, the drink.
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker personally. So, oh, yeah, sure. I love sweet barbecue sauce. Oh, oh.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Come out that fast.
Well, I mean, you already knew it was good, so you knew extra helping.
More than you.
Very good. You tell me.
a little.
That is really good. Yeah,
Get the
totally.
heat
get
on the
heat.
back, not
Yeah,
too much.
yeah,
We actually
yeah.
taste it.
Yes.
My wife's new favorite recipe is a New Orleans style barbecue
Oh
shrimp.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Very
Very
good.
sweet. Ooh, little
That's
fat.
yummy.
Nice. And it's
Take
got
that
an-
home with me.
Heat on the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet on the front, hot in the back. I don't know.
She said it. That's why we're calling it so horny.
Me so horny all of a sudden. I don't know what happened.
Meat.
Oh, hey,
So
hey,
horny.
you speak for
So
yourself.
there's a little bit
All
of
right, well,
foreplay.
you might be horny, but I'm meat so horny.
All right. Oh,
That was delicious.
yeah, that was
Good.
really
Good.
good.
Yes.
Very tasty.
So this one is that minus the heat.
Okay. Very good. The heat was actually pretty good.
It was. It
Yeah.
wasn't too
I would
spicy.
take
There, you
it.
want to try it? There.
Yeah, let's try it.
Nice.
Let's try the other one.
Go for the other one now.
Okay. Yeah, so how long did it take you to create these? Was this months?
All right,
Lightning hit?
We have 30 SKUs, so we have a lot of SKUs.
Right.
We're wrapping it up. We're wrapping
Yeah,
it
we're
up.
wrapping
with
it
the
up.
last
After
little
this is
bit
the
of-
last one.
Well, thank you for feeding us
All right.
barbecue sauce.
There you go. Try this. So you taste the whiskey. That's what we wanted.
Thank you.
Wow, that's really good.
Right?
I'm impressed.
Oh,
I am
thank you.
impressed. So I was telling you, you weren't listening to me when I
Oh,
was
I'm
telling
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. My
I have
wife
this-
tells me the same thing.
I have this great recipe for you. It is a New Orleans style shrimp, barbecue shrimp, and it's
you go.
spicy, delicious, and I'll be more than happy to share it with
Share
you.
it with me, please.
Absolutely.
But it's been a pleasure to be on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
Of course. Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I stole you. I stole you.
Performance. That was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
you
Yeah,
did amazing.
beautiful
Great
voice.
opportunity.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yep, get a pic.
I need you to autograph this when you're famous.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I'll remember all the little
Here.
people.
Thanks.
Yeah, she was.
I've heard that a few times in my life.
Sure you have.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, yes. Hello. Hi. Yes, we are.
Oh gosh.
And we're interviewing you. So
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
so what are your names?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta put my name tag out first. Hold on a
Oh,
second.
okay. So this is Mario. We just met.
Mario. Yep.
Mario.
That's me.
And you're
Tom.
Tom. Well, nice to meet you both. And is this your first time attending Podfest, or you've been to the other events?
First podcast for me. First Podfest for me.
Podfest. Same with us as well. So, do you have your own podcast?
I do. It's called the Oven Podcast. We have dinners at different restaurants in the tri-state area: New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. I also do mini ovens with my co-hosts, where we sit down, we talk current events, sports, random topics, our latest Hinge date. So a lot of randomness, unhinged, unforgettable is how some people describe us, and it's a lot of fun.
So you go to restaurants and you cover different topics, mostly.
Yeah, we tailor the conversation to the guests that we've had on. We've had some really cool guests on, UFC fighters like Ali Aquinta, Matt Frivola. We've had comedians like Jackie Martling on. We've had Squints from the Sandlot, Chauncey Laparty, Vado, Mims, Corey Guns. Those are some of the musicians we've had on. So it's been a lot of fun.
And where is it based?
We are based out of Long Island, but like I said, we travel. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. We're mobile.
Wow, awesome. What about you, Tom? Do you have your own podcast?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. What are you looking to get out of this event then?
So we're providing all the swag for Podfest.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're doing t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, all branded with Podfest on it.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Great. So this is your first day, or this is your second day at the event, or?
Yeah, second day.
Second day. How do you like it so far?
It's been great. I met a lot of amazing people so far. Learned a lot. This is only my third day here, so it's been a really great experience, and I'm very thankful. I actually want to thank Buzzsprout. Actually, they paid for my ticket to come here, which is really cool, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Awesome. And do you know about the Owwll app, or is this your first time on the Owwll app? They streaming live on YouTube and everywhere. Is this your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time on it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So basically they just interview different people, but they've done 24-hour podcast one time, and I didn't watch it because it was 24 hours. I think they were the first people who were up 24 hours.
Yeah, and I need my sleep.
Yes.
So is she always the talkative sister?
Yeah.
Or what is she going to let you speak at some point? What's going on here?
She likes to talk. My sister actually, she's quiet one, but once you get to know her, she'll start talking. And my sister's actually funny. She's witty and she's funny, but it takes her a while to like open up.
Which one is older? Because the older one's probably talking more.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
You shouldn't bring up age when it comes to women.
Yeah,
they're twins.
Yes, but her mom said it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes. She said, because her mom was a midwife, and we were born in Ukraine, and she told her dad, I'm gonna go give birth, and I'll call you. She didn't want my dad to be there. She just independent, and then we were born like 8 p.m. March 3rd, and we were very small, and yeah, we were born. But she said it was 2 minutes apart.
Wow.
So really fast.
She didn't mess around.
Yeah. So what do you guys like to do for fun aside from like working and networking?
I like to run ultra marathons.
Wow.
What do you run? Where?
Mainly on trails, in the mountains, 50, 100-mile races, whatever type of endurance events that'll, they just look like fun.
So have you won any awards because you've been doing it?
Yeah.
You've competed, right? So
yeah.
You've competed.
I've won a couple.
Oh, so you compete. Where do you compete? Where you live, or do you travel?
Yeah, I mean, there's different races all throughout the world. So we've done some in the U.S., some in other countries, and it's just a cool community to be in.
Yeah, a business coach, Rudy Moore, he's training for Ironman.
Yeah.
So he's been training a lot. I think, would you say that's like a lot of training you have to do? It gets easier? Do you get used to it? Right?
Yeah, for sure. The more you train, the more you get used to it. But then there's also a lot of parallels with business as well. So that's part of it for me.
Wow, that's good. What about you, Mario? What do you like to do besides running your podcast?
When I'm not podcasting, I like to lift weights. I like to box, meditate a little bit, trying to read a little bit more. And once in a while get into a good show on Netflix or Paramount or something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So, Victoria, would you like to?
She's just waiting.
Yeah, give her a chance here.
Do you have any questions over here?
Victoria, my sister likes to call me out. She always does it.
Do you have any hobbies?
No, I call her out all the time. She's like, when we do interviews with our clients, I say, Victoria, do you have anything to say? She says, no. I call her out on live. She's like, Dave doesn't say no. I have hobbies. I like to do shark diving. So I scuba dive in Florida, Jupiter, Florida. It's about like an hour away from where I live. And you can do there's different sharks in Jupiter, like tiger sharks, lemon sharks all year round. And I just dive with them. There's a feeder that feeds the sharks because you have to attract them, otherwise they don't come. And I usually do that like once every 5 weeks.
So you're the quiet one that dives with sharks. You got to watch out for this one. I don't know. First thing she says is, I like to swim with sharks. I'm like, I don't.
Yes. Yeah, it's open water, so you're not caged. But you see
She
you get a
makes
lot of
really awesome videos. She filmed like the first time she went diving with shark. She saw tiger shark, which is very rare to see.
Wow.
First time she
during that time because they come different seasons. Like right now, there's a season for them, and then they leave, so they migrate to different area. But I have one of my dives. We saw 3 tiger sharks. They big one, like 12 feet long, and they get really close. You have to learn how to redirect them. And
Not me. That's never going to be a hobby of mine. I give you a lot of credit. That's awesome.
yeah, because my sister like you entrepreneurs, right? Would you like say like was as entrepreneurs you feel like you want more things, something exciting? Do you feel like you get like maybe bored and you want to look for either new projects or activities? Do you feel like that too?
Absolutely. But I never get the urge to swim with sharks. I'm always looking for something new to get into, stay busy, better myself. I guess, you're right. That goes with, being an entrepreneur. It's just kind of something that's inside of me that's constantly pushing me forward and never wanting to stay stagnant.
So did you have like a 9-to-5 job and you decided that I want to do something either on the side or just work for myself? What inspired you to do what you do now? What inspired you?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, me.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately,
Both of
I
you.
still have a 9-to-5 job.
Mhm.
My podcast is growing. We're having a lot of fun. We're gaining a lot of traction. We're growing viewership, increasing monetization, all things that I want to learn about here at Podfest. But I work for a municipality back home. I deal mostly with transportation, very boring stuff. And I'm hoping the podcast is my way out to actually do something every day that I'm passionate about.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I feel like when people are passionate, it really reflects in what they do, and people can feel it, and it's gonna attract people more.
It feels easy.
Yes.
When you're doing something that you genuinely care about and you're able to be your authentic self. I'm blessed to work with a co-host who we've known each other since we were in 6th grade. So 20 years we know each other, and a big part of our friendship is just always accepting each other for who we are. And you can see that on camera. We're authentically ourselves, and it really makes for great content when we're sitting down with different guests.
That's awesome. What about you, Tom? How do you feel about do you have new goals, projects happening?
Yeah, so we keep growing 1-800 t-shirts, keep getting more customers, stuff like that. But beyond that, just like reaching for personal goals, continuing to improve both personally and on business level. So, as an entrepreneur, I keep looking at ways. I've been doing this for 20 years. How do I make it fresh? How do I make it fun? And just keep it interesting each and every day. So we just keep it rolling, and it's a lot of fun. So for me, it's a passion and a business all in one, and we're able to utilize that for other things outside of the 9-to-5.
So what's the best way to connect with both of you online? How do people connect with you? Instagram, where are you?
Instagram at the oven_pod. That's THEOVEN_POD. We post our videos, our episodes on YouTube, the Oven Podcast, and audio. We use Buzzsprout, like I said. Mainly, most of our viewers on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So check us out there.
Awesome. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, so anyone looking for custom apparel and swag, you can find us at 1-800 T-shirts. Easy to remember. Call the number 1-800 T-shirts or 1-800T-shirts.com.
I might need the T-shirt. My sister wants to have her own branded T-shirt, so that sounds great to us.
Yes, happy to help you with that.
Well, it was so great chatting with you, and we hope we see you later today.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye. You're welcome. Bye, Maria and Tom. Nice talking with you. No, you still sit over there, Victoria. She wants to sit next to me. I didn't know you sit here. Victoria, she's always like this. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You give us here. Hello.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, how are you?
Excuse me, it's so much of me to put in this seat.
Yes. I know.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Let me help Ida with putting her information on the bottom. Okay?
Yes. You have to put your names on the cards.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. You have a book.
Yeah, I have a book.
Oh,
This is
wonderful.
my name, Dr. Com.
So Dr. Ida,
Dr.
M.Y.
Ida,
Oh, Ida.
Okay, we can start. What? We can start. Oh, okay. Okay, he said we can start. Okay, great. Hi. So, yeah, my name is Oksana, and this is my sister Victoria. We're twins. Yes, we are twins.
Wow, I can see it. How
And
did you wind up with glasses and she did?
she has glasses. She's just wearing contacts. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So we happy to meet you both. Could you please introduce yourself? What are your names?
I'll go first since I'm the oldest. I'm Ida White. My middle name is May Oliver, but most people call me Ida, so I'm Dr. Ida White.
Wonderful. What is your name?
And my name is Pastor Mary Kearney, and I'm off the Grid Christian Ministry Podcast.
Okay, great. So could you tell me more about you have podcast, right? That you mentioned?
Yes. Well, first of all, let me open by saying, when I was born, you weren't even a thought in the universe. I will be 90 in April.
Wow.
So I was born in 1935.
Wow.
And I've had a long history. I was born in New York City. And over the years, with many different involvements in so many different areas of life, I thought when I became about 80 years old, I should write my, history. I didn't get to do it until about 3 years ago. I began it, and after a few issues and family, I had to stop. But I think it was probably maybe August of last year, I decided to go full speed and at least get a basis of what I thought was my story, which is brokenness to beautiful.
Wow. So could you tell me more about it? About your story? Is this your book when was it?
Okay. It has to do with, it starts out with actually a story revolving around my grandparents. My grandmother and grandfather, I did not know. I was born probably a few years before my grandmother died. But my grandmother and grandfather were born in the early 1900s and late 1890s. When they got married, they had an unfortunate incident. She was in the house with a husband, and the house was going to be burned down and torched as a result of living in the South where they were. It didn't happen, and something changed their life. And within a few hours, they were safe. But her life had changed because her husband had to agree on a pact that she would have 3 children for the white man who saved them and 3 children for my grandfather. So my life began when my father was born because he became one of her 6 sons. Eventually, he had me with my mother, who he was not married to. So early in the beginning of life involving my mother and my father and my grandparents, life was broken. It was restored to a certain degree. I grew up, I had many issues happening to me as a young person. And I was lucky enough to get a very good education. But by the time I was 16 years old, I felt that life wasn't going the way I wanted it to, so I got married. And then after several years of marriage, I realized that that wasn't what I really wanted. I wanted to further my education. And so I went on to university training, but I realized where I wasn't going any further, that there were so many restrictions that I needed to get away. So I moved to the Caribbean, and I lived in St. Thomas Virgin Islands for 47 years. And in those 47 years, I gained so much strength, the inspiration that as I was explaining to my friend Mary, if you want to do it, do it. If it works out, fine. If it doesn't work out, go to something else. So I began a lifetime of that. So within the 48, 47 years I was there, because I spent a year there before I actually moved, I had all kinds of opportunities to become anything I wanted to be. By the time I was 65, I was in beauty pageants, which I had never been in, never wanted to because I was afraid. So by the time I got to be 85 years old, I had won many beauty pageants. I had a UN, a peace ambassador title. I had my doctorate that had taken me all the way to Europe to many different opportunities, so that I realized that the brokenness that I had been encapsulated in through family and different situations wasn't unreal, but I should never have let it stop me. And in a way, I had to be stopped so I could realize the importance of going further. And that's what I did. And so I took the opportunity to put as much of the story as was reasonable to be told in my book, Brokenness to Beauty. And in actuality, I don't really consider that the brokenness was so physical, and I don't want people to see it in a physical sense, but pretty much, that you can be unhappy, you can be sad, you can feel withdrawn, you can feel all kinds of things. That's just simply part of who we are as people, but keep going on, never get stopped.
So would you say that your advice is to never give up, that you can do more with your life? What would you say?
I think that you can do more with your life. Yes, there's some things that you shouldn't repeat. I found there were times when I was young, I jumped across rooftops in New York. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, definitely, if you live in a building with 6 stories, you don't go jumping across the rooftops. You stop. And that's what I mean. That was a broken part of me. I was, at some point in my life, I thought marriage would be an answer. And he was a good husband, but it wasn't what I needed. So,
Wonderful.
sorry about that.
Wonderful. So tell me about your podcast. You have a podcast together, correct? Or
No, Ida has been, as you see, inspirational.
Okay.
And I just gravitated towards her from the beginning. She's the first guest on my Christian podcast. Her story. So I wanted to bring Ida out so they can see and hear her story, read it, and take it in, because her life story is so inspirational, so impactful, that the world will miss out if they do not read it. And it's not about really purchasing the book. It's really about the way your spirit will be forever changed by hearing someone else's human circumstance blossom and grow into something greater. So that'll be up on Off the Grid Christian Ministries podcast. And on there is also different Bible studies that you'll hear us go over and talk about, as well as different life lessons, because it's always about empowering our community.
Wonderful. So people can find your book, but as well as they can listen to your interview on the podcast.
Yes,
We have
or go to the website, offthegridchristianministry.org, and you can link right in to purchase it, which all proceeds go to Dr. Ida and all of her purposes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful, inspiring story with us. And I hope it's just so motivating that you've been able to accomplish so much.
I definitely appreciate it. Thank you. I wasn't expecting this, but at any
Never
rate,
know.
thank you.
Always be ready.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to reading your book and listening to the podcast.
Yes.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Do they ever cut the mic? No. So we got a hot wire. I'm still going to come back into another podcast.
Yeah.
The first one was about Ida.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Now, you might have realized or didn't realize it's two images. It was about her book and then about my podcast. It wasn't, you know what I mean? So I'm going to come back. This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So don't erase myself.
Okay, thank you. You're very
Oh, you
pretty.
did that?
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to reading this. Can we put a camera in it? Yeah, you can. You can do it. Put it. Do it? Yeah.
Maybe you should do it. Go do it.
You ask him to do it.
So you already had it.
Oh, okay.
Victor, you have time to change. Oh, you could. Oh, she wants to put the camera up there. Can she do that?
Camera in here? Okay. Where do you want us? You can sit right over there.
Hello.
I'm Tom.
Hi, Tom. Nice to meet you. And this is Anthony.
Hello.
Nice to meet you both. My name is Oksana, and my twin sister is Victoria. She's over there. She's gonna come sit down, and we would love to learn more about you and what you do, and as well as I'm curious to know if this is your first event and you've been to Podfest before.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself, Tom.
So I have 2 podcast networks, and I was my 7th Podfest. So,
Wonderful. Yes, good idea. Fine. Okay, great. So this is your 7th compliance podcast network. So tell me more about that.
legal and regulatory compliance, 60 shows, founded in 2017. And then I have the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network, which is a rural-focused podcast in the rural part of West Texas I live in. So 15 shows on the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network.
Wow. So, and then, so you've been to this event before, right? And what is your goal out of this event?
Learn
Learn.
and meet people.
So what kind of advice would you give to somebody who is interested? Because you've been doing this for so long, who wants to start their own podcast?
Get off your duff and do it.
Okay, that's great. Just do it, right?
Just do it.
Great. And I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Anthony Kokovic.
Anthony. So, and I see that you are. Tell me more about what you do.
I'm a realtor here in Florida. I work on properties, commercial, residential, industrial, first-time home buyers. The state of Florida has a lot of really great programs for first-time home buyers, especially some of the mortgage companies. Even can give you up to a $25,000 in down payment assistance that doesn't even have to be repaid.
Wow.
So the Tampa Bay area is my main area of real estate. So anyone that happens to be in this area, it's anthonykokovic.com. And you can reach me through there. If do you have any questions on any of the real estate? Are you guys from the Florida area?
We live in Coral Springs. So
Coral Springs,
next to
yes.
Miami, yes, just
So Coral Springs.
Yes.
I don't do anything that far south, mostly the Tampa area and Orlando, but Tampa is the base area of interest in real estate for me.
So have things changed with real estate? What do you predict is going to happen in Florida?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the explosion of new developments is everywhere. I mean, they're building properties that have lagoons. As you know, with the hurricanes, the coastline has become a danger zone. And FEMA is now requiring everyone to have flood insurance. And flood insurance could be anywhere from a few $100s in the old days to now you could be in $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, just your flood insurance. So
Wow.
companies are now building inland, but they're building giant man-made lagoons. It's just like being on the Gulf, but you have all the amenities without the flood insurance requirements.
Wow, that's interesting. I've noticed that in North Miami, there's just more and more buildings, or in Miami in general.
Yes.
And do you feel like it's gonna get overpopulated? What's gonna happen when it's buildings everywhere?
I mean, the state of Florida it looks like it's populated very well. We're the third largest state in the country as far as population, but you could leave a city in 2-3 minutes outside of some parts of the cities in the state of Florida, whether it's Orlando, Tampa. You can go west, 3-4 miles from Tampa Bay and find nothing but emptiness. So there's plenty of space in Florida to build, I assure you.
And do you also have a podcast?
I do have it's not a podcast. I have a news blog that we do put in podcasts in there. It's the TampaPost.com is my news blog, and we do have some podcasts in there. They're older podcasts because I've cut them off a little while ago, but we will be getting into adding new podcasts in the near future.
That's great. And Tom, tell me about, you mentioned that you're on different networks. Like, what can you name those?
The two networks?
Oh, you said you're on many different networks, correct? Your podcast?
Yes. So I have about 60 podcasts on the big one, the Compliance Podcast Network. I have 15 on the smaller one, the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. Of those 75 or 85 shows, 60 of them are mine. So I have about 60 podcasts going.
And so you have people who do the podcast because you have so many shows, right?
No.
Oh, it's just you.
Me.
Doing all of them.
Yes, almost all.
Wow, that's incredible. So who has been your favorite guest that you remember?
Well,
recently, maybe?
if you've been to any of the presentations here, you will know John Lee Dumas, who gave the keynote this morning. He's probably my favorite guest. I interviewed him about his military experience as a 21-year-old Army officer in Iraq.
Wow.
After 9/11.
Wow. Yeah, I would love to listen it in. So you said we can find that just going to your website and we'll see.
Yes, if you go to my website, I won a big award at a special podcast series, which was a 20-year 9/11 retrospective. I won a big award for that. So that's prominently featured, but all of my podcasts are on that website.
Okay, so what do you both want to get out of this event? Just networking or meeting other people? What is your goal? Well, you've been here many times, so everybody knows you.
Pretty much. I just love to learn, and I love to meet new people. I got to meet you all.
This is the first time here, so.
And
you come here in a really good time. This is, I believe this is the 12th annual. I've been part of Podfest since before it was Podfest. It was another group before it was, and then it became Podfest. So now it's 12 years of official podcasting. I've been here through all of them, and the amount of people and the community built by Podfest Multimedia Expo is ginormous. It's been doing stuff. I think they're going to Asia in the next couple of months, if I remember correctly. The people that come from all over the world to Podfest, my understanding is around 25 different countries people are here from to Podfest Multimedia Expo.
So what do you see like a future about podcasting? Because a lot of more people are starting podcasts these days compared to like 20 years ago. Everybody seems to.
Let's just go by what Elon Musk has just put together. And he's telling people to become citizen journalists. And where else can you be a citizen journalist? Through podcasting. So the podcasting platform is the citizen journalism. We don't have to wait around to a nightly news program. We are the journalists of the future. And podcasting is part of that process. Because look around, how many thousands of people are roaming around just in here, and all the technologies to help guide you through the podcasting process. And Podfest Multimedia Expo has been the leader in this for over 12 years now.
Okay, so so you've seen it continue to grow, right?
Absolutely. And the growth is going to be even bigger as the technology is far easier to operate. 10 years ago, the technology was a whole bunch of spaghetti pieces of wire that you had to figure out and collaborate and figure out how all this stuff works. Now you can podcast basically on just one of these phones. You don't even need a microphone. You can get a microphone, but you can the quality of these phones and the microphones that are built into them are just like your equipment here. You're broadcasting using phones and cameras that are able to do these things from the most simplest piece of equipment that you have with you every day.
Wow. So what's the best way for people to connect with you aside from going to the website? Are you on YouTube? I mean, obviously you're on YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook. What's the best way you like connecting with
Yeah,
people?
I mean, you could connect with me on Facebook. It's Anthony Kokovic. You'll see the sign here, Anthony Kokovic, Kocovic. My number 352-238-2756. Again, 352-238-2756. If you have any real estate needs in the state of Florida, we can definitely guide you and help you collaborate with what you need in the state of Florida.
Wonderful. What about you, Tom?
The best platform is LinkedIn, Compliance Podcast Network.
Oh, great. So I'm going to send you a friend link request on friend link.
Yes, you can
Please
find me
do.
on LinkedIn as well.
Well, it was so nice to meet you. Thanks so much for coming to the Owwll podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm from, we live in France. What, Ukraine?
Are you interviewing us?
Yeah, it's my first time doing this.
Are you going to
All podcast with friends with no.
Oh, okay.
No. Invited us to interview people.
No problem.
I don't really do podcasts.
Well, you should.
Thank you so much. Well, it was so nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you. We hope to see you at the event when we walk around.
See you inside. Wearing a hat.
Oh, yes, I'll recognize you. Make sure you look around. Okay. 2 minutes because you ask a question. I did. I saw. Okay. Are you recording completely? Yeah. Okay. You ask questions. Okay. I mean, you look around and you're talking and you 2 minutes. I did see. I saw. So you ended on time. Good. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, Victoria. So let's see. How do you get your custom podcast video from Podfest Expo? So we got the sign here. You can enter to be a special. You can enter a special contest by Owwll app. You can go to owwll.com/contest to enter today to win additional prizes. Right now we win. Hi, Dr. Forbes. Good. How are you? Oh.
Hello. Mwah. And hello.
Hi, good to see you.
Hello. I'll be here at 5:15. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You guys been crazy?
Yeah, we just arrived recently. Like we drove from Miami here.
I love that. We'll interview this.
Yes. So make sure that you download the Owwll app. And on the Owwll app, you connect with other experts that we interviewed on the show, as well as you can connect with my sister, Victoria, and I. And you can find us on social media, Victoria and Oksana, and our names are here. So we have our next guest coming up.
Yes, let me get my because I want to promote.
Okay. So make sure that you download an app. Okay, no problem. Yes. Okay, great. Yeah, so make sure you download the Owwll app and you connect with my sister and I and the Owwll app, Victoria and Oksana. Hi. How are you? Yeah, so we just saw you, but we didn't get to speak earlier.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so we can get a better sound. So tell me.
What it matters if they can hear you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Pastor Mary Kearney, and I have 2 podcasts. One being Boom in Your Face podcast, which is for creatives, musicians, anyone with a creative mind to have the opportunity to share their gifts. And inside that is a dual part because Sometimes you think life is going to be one way, but boom in your face is something totally different and unexpected. And we talk about that as well. So that's the first podcast. The second podcast is just an extension of my church, Off the Grid Christian Ministries. We're in there, we have Bible study, review, we talk about everything that our history is about, because the living word is our history. And we talk about how it's interconnected with when it happened and bring it forward to our lives now. So Dr. Ida White, who you previously met, is the first person that I'm bringing on to really share her story about her life and to really let people be exposed to we're all in this together and we all matter. But if we keep our faith through everything, we will be all right.
Yeah.
So you could wind up broken in it.
I love that.
But you're still going to be beautiful and just love yourself. Right?
Yeah.
And then you'll know how to love others. So that's what that's about.
So what has been your favorite podcast episode that you've done or recently that you can, which has been your favorite or interesting?
Okay, so one of my favorite episodes, we'll say, is when we're going over Job. And we're talking about how he was ostracized, tore down, lost a lot of things, but even through that, even with challenging moments, he was able to still prevail and be restored. It wasn't easy. You can read it for yourself. I don't need to tell you your story because it's for you individually to get the spirit that comes with that, right? So I always tell people, pray for yourself before you read anything when you're going into that realm, because then God can talk to you directly about what he wants you to know and to learn and how it could be applicable to your life today. So that's what I say on that. But that was the most profound, I'll say, because that teaches us that we can have everything we think we need and want in life. Be faithful, right? Be faithful stewards. Lose it all, not understanding why, because we always want to know, why did this happen to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about why it happened to you. It's more so about how can I help others and teach others once I come through this, that you will survive. Because the promise is, I'm in your hand. You will take care of me long as I stay in that. I'm protected. No matter how hard it looks, you'll be fine.
Yes, I heard one a quote before that things happen to you in life. It doesn't happen to you, it happens for you.
Correct.
Would you agree with that? Yes.
And if you even go to the higher level of thinking, then it happens for you, yes, but the bigger picture is happening for you to help others.
Absolutely.
And if you keep in that mindset of stewardness, servitude, you will always know it helped me, but now I can help my sister, my family, my community, my friends to know no matter what it looks like on the surface. Take care of your center spirit, right? Protect that, because it's always told you to protect that. And let me help you know it'll be okay. Have a peace that is unbreakable by whatever life offers you. You'll be unbroken.
So what's the best way people can connect with you? Are you on LinkedIn,
Yes.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram?
Well, on LinkedIn, you can Mary Kearney, and you might see a few different profiles, but it's me. Y'all see me. And then offthegridchristianministries.org is the website. The other podcast I was telling you about, Boom in Your Face podcast, is on the web too, on YouTube. All of them are on Instagram. All of the things of social media that can connect it. You can get to me. And even on Instagram, and people, I need your support. So show the love and get on the Off the Grid Christian Ministry Instagram and link, like, so that way it can grow, so you can hear the positivity. Because I have wrote several books about positivity, mindset, and those things in children books, because we need to teach our children how to be empowered with language, understanding, and compassion.
Absolutely, definitely agree with it. But thanks so much for coming to the Owwll podcast, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you online. If you can move it a little closer to the camera so we can see.
Okay.
There's a lot of writing
Yes,
on there.
it is a lot of
Yes.
writing.
So
But
hopefully
trust
they
me,
can see
yes, it's a lot of writing, but it's definitely worth you reaching out to hear all what it is. It's going to impact you in a way that you never knew as the Holy Spirit works through me to reach you. And as one of my friends had taught me always how to open and support, the spirit in me greets the spirit in you. So that means nothing on the exterior you should worry about. Worry about the spirit, because that's what we really are.
Yeah.
And I appreciate both of you. Sister, I know you didn't say much, but I appreciate you being here and look forward to talking to both of you more. And you've been great behind the camera. I want to just say that Rick is awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Owwll podcast.
All right.
It was
Thank
nice to meet you.
Same here. And bless you.
God bless you too.
All right.
Maybe I should I turn on my camera? Oh, thank you. Victoria and Oksana. Yes. Oksana. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. So we have another interview coming up, and so make sure that you enter the contest to win additional prizes. Go to the website. Okay, great. So Victoria, are you enjoying your day right now? My sister doesn't talk much, but she likes to listen and really pay attention. So you can sit here or here, any way you would like. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. So.
Are we having another right here? I'll come over here. There's a dog over here. So hold on. I have too much stuff.
Do you have a phone you want to record?
Did I know it? Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So, Vicky. Okay, great. And Rob.
Oh my goodness.
I'm Rob.
Hi, Rob. Nice to meet you. Hi, Vicky. Nice to meet you. My name is Oksana, and that's my twin sister, Victoria. Hi.
Hi.
So, how are you today? Did you get in today? It's your second day, or?
Today's my first day.
Okay, great. So, tell me more about yourselves.
So I'm a medium psychic, energy healer, and a pet psychic, and a horse whisperer, and an artist, and I host goddess retreats, and I work in the energy world, and I predict everything for 20 years.
Wow, that's incredible. And where are you based?
Now in Sarasota. I just moved from Santa Barbara, California.
Oh, wow, that's great. What about you?
So I'm Rob Winters.
Rob.
This is Teddy Pickles, and I feel like we actually need to do a reading with her.
Yes.
And
Oh, okay.
I would love
I
that.
mean, that sounds like some fun. It seems like kismet that I'm on with a pet psychic, and I've got the pet right here, who is our mascot. So I run PodOps. We are a podcast hosting platform. We also do integrated video and audio editing within the platform, and email and SMS marketing. So kind of think of if your podcast hosts were an all-in-one platform, that's our solution.
Wow, so are you gonna do reading right now?
I'll do a
or-
reading. Yeah, I see a grandmother around you too. But yeah, we'll do the pet here. What was the name again? Pickles?
Teddy Pickles.
Teddy Pickles. Well, first of all, he's really telling me he barely walks because you hold him all the time, and he's very, very spoiled. He's also showing me his back hip. So chiropractor for animals is really good. Horses, dogs, everything. I work with chiropractors, and I feel the back hip. Does he jump up and down a lot? Do you put him on the couch and stuff a lot?
Jumps up and down, and also if you hold a treat up, will walk on hind legs.
Yeah, so that wears his hips out. So his back left hip, I feel it on my body even, is a little bit out. Of course, he's spoiled. She wants another pet too.
That's definitely true. And actually, I started pet sitting so that we could have other dogs in the house, because I'm
Oh.
like, I don't know if I can handle 2 babies at one time, because look how spoiled this dog is.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not that big of a person, and when we go out to dinner or lunch, I'm like, I can't fit another dog on my lap. And the other person in my booth is actually my husband, and he won't hold the dog at dinner. So it's a problem.
I see a stroller. Are you getting a stroller or do you have a stroller?
I have refused to become that person
You're
until
going to
she
become
can't
that
walk. But I probably will become that person.
You're going to become that person.
I do have the harness though, which I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you.
No, yeah, she's very happy. So the only other thing I'm getting on her too is her belly sometimes hurts with corn. So I would give her no corn. So corn-free food. Chicken is also, so everybody knows, even with all pets, is an inflammation food and it's a hot food. And especially with her back hip, I wouldn't give her chicken either.
Okay, that's fair. And honestly, she loves turkey. So
Turkey's
turkey
good.
girl.
Turkey's good. Chicken's not.
Got it. Awesome.
So tell me a little bit about what the episodes do you cover on your podcast? What do you love to talk about? Your favorite topic?
So my show's called Magical You. It's me. I channel raw. I've had it for 15 years. I even predicted COVID. It's a prediction, but also it's healing, pets. I give energy tips, manifesting. My book's called Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days. I have the Closet Medium book coming out. I have a horse and a dog book coming out. So I talk about energy, everything energy, mediumship. Health intuitive, pretty much what you want to manifest, how to manifest. So mine's a channeled show.
Wow, that's very interesting. And what about you?
Yeah, so I recently shifted my podcast. Previously, more of a business-focused podcast, and I've gone to a live format. So it's video twice a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and it is called The Pickled Perspective. Clearly, there's a theme here with pickles, and it's about everything and anything. So I wanted to stop doing business podcasts that were very focused on kind of niche marketing. And I wanted to open it up and just have fun with podcasts again. Even last night's episode, I flubbed it while I was doing it live. And I was talking about one of our giveaway codes. And I was like, get one of our giveaway cods. And in the moment, I was like, I said cod, which is a fish. But if you can get a fish to give you a promo on our platform, hey, more power to you. Come save that money with a fish. So it's just the fun of doing things live. It's not edited. We don't go back and change it. It just goes out into the world.
Wow, and your dog is with you, right, on all the episodes, or?
So she's always there somewhere. So you can usually hear the snoring in the background. If she's on my lap, you can really hear the snoring in the background. Sometimes she will like poke her head up and be on screen. But even like right now, you can see she kind of just collapses in where she's just like, hold me, I'm tired.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool because I love animals, and but my parents, they have cats because they think it's easier than dogs. But we grew up in Ukraine, and our grandmother had German Shepherds when in Ukraine because our grandmother had a farm, so they had German Shepherds in the farm. So we love animals, and but our parents have cats because it's easy for them.
Oh yeah, I can relate to that. We've got 2 cats as well. So Muffin and Wednesday, and I don't agree they're easier. Wednesday 2 years ago, she flooded the basement, like flooded the whole house. She knocked a plant out of the window. And this cat, her name is Wednesday, like Wednesday Addams. She is pitch black, right? And she's evil. I love her, but evil. Knocks the plant out of the window. It turned on the kitchen sink, plugged the drain simultaneously, and then that ran for a day, flooded the whole basement. The cat that we adopted for free cost $20,000 to fix the basement.
My God.
Wow.
So, and everybody's like, you kept her? And I'm like, well, yeah, she's an asshole. So of course we kept her. We love her.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you, Vicky? Do you have any pets or?
I do. I have a St. Bernard puppy. I'm a Great Dane mom. I just lost my Great Dane too. So yeah, I have 5 kids and a St. Bernard puppy.
Wow. So what is your plan for this event? What do you hope to get out, just to learn or network or connect with people?
Yeah, network. I'm with Hay House right now, so I want to do more public speaking and bring I'm big on social media and YouTube and TikTok. So I kind of want to bring my podcast is, I also don't edit either. You'll hear me driving because I channel wherever, sometimes in the bathtub, sometimes when I'm driving. So I want to bring my podcast live too. So not only is it through Spotify and iTunes, but I want to bring it more through TV.
Oh, wow. So that's your goal for this year, is just to go more on TV, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. What about you?
Yeah, so we're exhibiting. We're actually right over here, the kind of purple booth, obviously with the dog out in front. So she's our mascot and pulling people in, and really just to help people learn about our platform and see how we're different than some of the competitors and how they can save money if they kind of switch from kind of the big companies to a small business.
Wow. Let's go. So Vicky, do you have a platform or no here?
Do I have a platform?
Yeah, here.
No. It's I'm a podcaster, and
Yeah.
I've been podcasting for
Yeah.
15, 20 years, and it's changed
Wow.
so much. Like now, podcast. Like when I started, do you remember Blog Talk? Blog Talk Radio. I don't even know if it's still around. I mean, now like podcasting is huge, but it wasn't big when I started. So I wanted to see too, like how it is now.
How have you noticed things have changed? Because I noticed that a lot more people are doing podcasts. Everybody has a podcast. How do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean podcast. I mean now you're making major money on it. You know, I started back. Oh wow, I started probably like 18 years ago on Blog Talk. I started first on the radio, and then I started on that, and it was people were barely even heard a podcast. And so now it's like everybody has a podcast show, you know, from everything. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's great, easy way. And me as a medium psychic it's the future. I mean, that's where we're all moving toward is you can do it online. And that's how I see it only growing even more.
So you see that it's going to continue growing. And what advice would you give to somebody who is looking to grow their podcast? Because you've been doing it for so long, both of you.
So yeah, you need to do it. Like just that's the whole thing is like you can't get ahead if you don't start, right? And the other thing is when it comes to energy and manifesting is whatever intention you put into it, that's what you get. If you think you're going to fail, you're going to fail. So putting the energy into it's going to be awesome and it's going to grow. You got that.
Do you agree with that, Rob?
I absolutely agree with that. And I think one of the biggest hurdles we see with new podcasters or maybe people who want to become a podcaster is that fear of starting. So they don't start. They're like, oh, it's too hard. I can't. But if you don't start, to your point, you can't fail or succeed if you don't even try. So it's just taking the step and figuring it out. And I mean, that's kind of our whole shtick is we will handhold you. We get it. That's who we service, our indie podcasters. One of our giveaways, it's a checklist. We will give you a marketing checklist. It's free. Also, we'll give you a bunch of swag. So please come take the swag. Otherwise, I got to haul it home. And I don't want to haul it home all the way back to Baltimore. But yeah, you just got to start. Take the risk. It's worth it. It's a lot of fun. It is a little bit of work, but it's worth it.
So where do you find your inspiration for episodes? It just comes to you or?
I mean, since mine's kind of just about anything, I'm like, who pissed me off today and what are we going to BS about? Or just kind of, you know, it's all random. Like this week has all been about Podfest. Last week we were talking about our platform and new features coming out. And it just mixes up. It's whatever's going on in life, which has made it a lot of fun. When it was business focused, that I had to put a lot of time into, okay, what are we going to talk about? What's going to be the tip to really format those shows? So a lot of pre-work went into it. Now it just gets to be off the cuff. And sometimes I'll just ramble.
Wow. And what about you, Iki?
I'm kind of lucky I channel. So yeah, whatever comes up or if my clients ask or, you know, the predictions, I predicted the fires. I predicted Alaska. I'll see things about a month in advance or even before that. So I just warn people what's coming up, but I also help them energy manifesting. It just, you know, I channel it.
What do you find that most people come to you for help with? Is there like a common theme? Are they looking to see?
To change their life, you know, to for their health, for their wellness, for more money, to manifest. I mean, we all manifest from our stories, so it's changing the story and changing their life in all ways. So and they come to me for all those reasons. Mediumship, obviously, too. If people if they lost their pet, their you know, loved ones, and then pets are huge because this is another thing a lot of people don't realize, and this is what my book's on: is a pet mirrors the owner. So whatever's wrong with the pet, 90% of it is from the owner. Even my horse is outside, I can nail the owner from the horse outside. So if it has a health issue or if its hip is out or something's going on with the dog or it's taken on the owners, their emotional and physical well-being.
Wow. Yeah, because I noticed that animals can get sick, they can get cancer, just like people do.
They take on cancer. Everything. If you take his dog and you put him in my house in about 3 weeks, you're going to see a different personality. You're going to see different health issues. You're going to see a whole different animal because energy is contagious, just like with people. You the same thing with your environment. So you're going to see the difference, and it's really cool. When I started seeing this about 20 years ago, because I used to have a dog bakery. It's pretty cool seeing like a dog had diverticulitis or a thyroid issue, or even my horses outside have a thyroid issues. And I started looking into this and I'm like, how can a horse have a thyroid issue? Well, of course. And I guarantee if a horse or a dog has a thyroid issue or has diabetes, I guarantee the owner is the one that has the issue because they're taking on that energy and healing them.
Wow. But do you believe that pets also like they heal people because animals are so
I feel like I like being with
sponge.
animals. They make me happy. Do you feel like?
Oh yeah, they really do. I mean, we've always heard that saying that they help people, but they really do. They heal them on physical, emotional, all levels. Yeah, they take it on.
Have you seen with your own experience, Rob, with your dog, like it makes you happy, or
Oh,
she
heck
makes
yeah.
you happy?
I mean, I love to travel with her. I was very happy that not only is this a pet-friendly hotel, but the conference, when I asked them, they're like, of course you can bring her in. Where other events, they were like, do not bring a dog into the event. And I might have smuggled her into a couple where they said no, but I'm like, are you really going to kick me out? They don't. But I love to have her. I mean, she's the best little travel mate. Like, if I could take her everywhere, I would.
Okay.
And they look alike. I mean, look, she's all like chill.
Don't we have the same
No,
nose?
you don't. But she's all chill, and you're chill, and yeah,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
see like lovey. I see you're very lovable. I mean, I'm a person psychic too, but
I just can't get anybody to hold me all day. So this is the only problem I have. I think it's based on size.
So how can people? What's the best way to connect with both of you?
Well, for me, my website, which is vicky-miller.com, I'm on all social media platforms. I'm on TikTok. They go viral and they take me down all the time for telling the truth. But my videos, yeah, so they sometimes do that. But on all social medias, Instagram, and my podcast is Magical You, and it's on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. Any of the socials, Podops hosting is going to get to us. Or if you go to our website, thepodops.com, even if you open the chat support, half the time you're talking to myself, or Alex is one of our other support agents. So I'm very hands-on with the
Well, my sister and I are looking forward to connecting with you after the show. Victoria and Oksana, so we'll send you a request on LinkedIn, or
absolutely.
listen into one of your episodes. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
You as well.
Okay, bye.
And thank you for giving us a reading. Yeah. She's had like, I don't even know. Thank you so much. No problem. Kind of like almost like a bone clicking thing that the vet has given her. It's been a few months ago. They gave her some like anti-inflammatory.
Oh, so we're taking a break.